Well, what is today? What is today? Today's Monday, dude. I tell you what, we're losing track of the days with all the football that's going on at the moment. Hey guys, my name's Lockie. This is Coast Football, and tonight we're doing a live watch along for three Australia Cup games. It's the final match day of the round of 32. Four A-League men's teams involved tonight, which makes tonight quite an intriguing occasion. We are focusing on Newcastle Jets taking on Brisbane Roar, which should be a good game. We've got Campbelltown City from South Australia taking on Macarthur FC. And North Coast City from WA taking on Adelaide United. So we're keeping an eye on all the action. But Newcastle Jets Brisbane will be our main focus for tonight. How you guys going? Frenzied Rabbits here. Sunny, Charlie's here. Good to see you guys here in the chat. And Charlie, we can answer your question. Charlie asked a very good question. When is the round of 16 draw? Well, Charlie, very exciting. It is happening tonight. It is happening after the conclusion of tonight's games. We are getting the draw. So we are going to stay live and do our live reaction to that draw as well. Tonight is sort of going to be like a double, just a massive watch along, basically, a massive watch party of these games tonight. And we're also going to be staying live for and reacting to the draw, which is taking place straight after. Obviously, I have to wait until all the games fully wrap up, hey. So, yeah, we'll be getting a round of 16 draw tonight, which is very exciting. We're very curious to see what matchups we will see. Jordan's here. Good to see you here. Jordan says, let's go Brisbane. Charlie says, can't wait for Wednesday. Yeah, I'm going, dude. It's going to be absolutely insane. Obviously, it's the big one on Wednesday. 2 days away until Matildas take on England in the semi-final. Fantastic. Amzoon is here. Says, come on, Adelaide is back in Adelaide 4-0. We gamer boys says, why the Mariners? Yeah, man, dude. It was, yesterday, I was down there at the match. I was down there at Wollongong for Sydney FC v Mariners. There's actually a vlog that's going to be coming out real soon from yesterday, and what a match it was. I mean, from a neutral point of view, an absolute thriller. 3-3 once again, just like it was in the round of 32 last year between those two teams, right? And then just an insane penalty shootout. And, you know, for Australian football fans, it's been a chaotic last couple of days when it comes to penalty shootouts. Sonny is here, says, I'm a big fan and advocate for action in the A-League. I know the Terrace Nova Castria and the Den are at this game. Central Coast Mariners act as support at their game versus Sydney. Yes, there was a small pocket of Yellow Army down in the away bay, which was good to see. They're making a little bit of noise. Hey, we're about to get underway here. Our clock here is going to be tracking the Newcastle Brisbane game. And both of these teams in their fresh Australia Cup kits, the bright orange there for Brisbane and the very interesting stripy kit for Newcastle. Of course, we saw this Jets kit in action in their playoff match where, of course, they defeated Melbourne Victory. And already Thomas Waddingham almost in behind within 3 seconds. A little bit of a shaky start there for Newcastle. But hey, this should be a fascinating matchup, that's for sure. Two A-League teams looking to shift themselves up the ladder this season in the A-League men's campaign. We've seen Newcastle Jets already a few weeks ago in that playoff match against Melbourne Victory where they did win on that penalty shootout. Brisbane Roar, this is their first appearance of the new season. They've been getting some positive results in pre-season friendlies up to this point as well. As Moons, oh dude, I apologize, my friend. What did I say? Did I say something different? I apologize. Is it pronounced as Moon? I apologize. What were your thoughts on Sydney v Central Coast Mariners? I thought overall, I mean, it was a game where it was very apparent. Oh, we're going to come back to that because Lockie Bayliss is almost in here for Jets. Still on here for Newcastle. Ingham shoots and is going to blaze over the bar. Well, already a pretty frantic start to this game. This game being played out in Maitland. Newcastle taking this game out to the regional areas of the Hunter. My thoughts on Sydney v Mariners, to come back to your question there, Marcus. You could definitely tell it was the first sort of like competitive fixture of the new season for both teams. A little bit rusty, both teams are. But overall, there was some great football played. Very physical, I thought. A lot of fouls. And two teams who I thought showed enough throughout the game to deserve to win it. Mariners were fantastic to come back from 2-0 down to get it to 3-2. And Jaden Kaczarski, I mean, what a goal from the youngster to equalise it right at the death. I mean, that was just incredible. And you'll see my vlog, which is coming out soon on the channel. We're going to come back to that because Miliousnic is in and Jets managed to deal with this. Dude, a chaotic start to this game. This is wide open between Newcastle and Brisbane in the opening couple of minutes. Here come Newcastle on the counter-attack. But yeah, just to finish off, Sydney v Mariners, I mean, really entertaining game from the neutral point of view. As a Mariners fan, absolutely heartbreaking, that penalty shootout. To lose like that was rough. That was rough. Ollie's here as well, says let's go Raw. Which game are you watching, asks Stanley. We are focusing on Newcastle v Brisbane. So as you can see here, our main here on the live stream, we've got the Newcastle Brisbane game is our main scoreboard. It's the main thing on our scoreboard here at the bottom, and then we are of course keeping track of the other games. And hey, if you guys are watching the other games, feel free to give me some updates in the chat. If you are tuning into the Campbelltown City Macarthur game, or if you're tuning into Northcote City v Adelaide United. If you are watching those games, let me know your thoughts in the chat. Let me drop some updates. We'll be keeping an eye on the scores in those games. All three games have kicked off. And as it stands, all games scoreless in the opening 5 minutes. But just a few minutes into this game here in the Hunter, and already a pretty competitive start. Both teams looking to get on the front foot early, which is good to see. Dom's here as well. Good to see you here, Dom. Hope you're doing well, mate. Spencer's here as well. Says, let's go Brisbane. What else are we saying here? Mark, just talking about that game yesterday, says, personally, I think Sydney have a better squad right now, and Mariners had a great resurgence, but overall equal game. I got to agree with you there, Marcus. I think Mariners are still going through a bit of a transition period in terms of, getting these new players, acclimatized to the new system. There's a few fresh faces. For Central Coast Mariners, Alu Kowal made his first appearance on return. Mikel Docker, the new Brazilian, started for the Mariners. Nathan Paul, young centre back, started as well. So there was some new faces. Jack Wachowski, the goalkeeper, he made his debut for Mariners yesterday, and I thought it was fantastic. Jack Wachowski made some great saves for Mariners yesterday. But for Sydney FC, I mean, when you're starting the likes of Robbie Mack and Joe Lolly, you're always going to have a chance because they're two just fantastic players. And what a finish, right? What a finish from Robbie Mack for that first goal. That was great. A lot of good young players Sydney FC have at the moment too, who got some good minutes in that game with the likes of Kaczarski and Segacic, who came on late. As Moon asks or says, I'm so sad that Adelaide have not made any signings, but some decent re-signings like Yabi and Jovanovic. It's an interesting one, and funny enough, we've talked about it a little bit actually in recent weeks about Adelaide United, and they're a curious one because you look at all the teams, the ins and outs across the A-League. Everyone's been relatively busy, some teams more than others. But the one team who has made barely any movement is Adelaide United, and I don't have a problem with that. The sentiment from what I see from Adelaide fans, and we do have a bunch of Adelaide fans who often tune into the live streams here on Coastal Football, the sentiment is that they're a little bit concerned about the upcoming season, which does surprise me a little bit. I feel like, considering the way Adelaide are tracking and they're consistently a top 6 side, I'd be pretty happy with, if my team, didn't change too much. So, and look, it's a good side that's playing tonight for Adelaide. A lot of strong players. Zach Clough, Goodwin starting. Good to see Bernardo back in the starting lineup for Adelaide. A couple of young players in there. Johnny Yules starting as well. Foggy says up the Reds. Tom says, doing great after Saturday, still on cloud 9. I know, right? Dude, what an insane weekend. What an insane day that was. And a lot of you guys were here for the live watch along on Saturday for that one. And just one chaotic night, that's for sure. It was truly something. It was truly something, especially that penalty shootout. I mean, I was freaking out. Let's just say that. As we all were. We were collectively freaking out. We were holding our breaths. It was an intense evening. One 0 to Adelaide. Oh my God, you're right. First goal of the evening. It's the Reds. Okay. The Reds. It's Craig Goodwin. So there you go. First goal of the evening. And meanwhile, Newcastle Jets coming close to their first. as they look to apply the pressure against Brisbane. But Craig Goodwin has taken the lead. Has taken the lead for the Reds. Fantastic. Hey, Nama, how's it going? Nama asks, will there be a Matchday vlog for Central Coast Mariners v Sydney FC? Yes. Yes, there will. So keep an eye on the channel for that one. Thanks as well, Asmoon, for mentioning that. Asmoon and Sunny in the chat mentioning Reds taking a lead there. Some early possession, but looks of things, possession stats well favouring Adelaide. And 6 minutes into that game in WA, and Craig Goodwin puts Adelaide in front. The assist coming from Johnny Yule. Johnny Yule, a very promising young midfielder for the Reds, getting his start tonight alongside Isaias. Meanwhile, this game, which is it's being played out in Maitland, isn't it? This one, right? Really healthy crowd. The grandstand is near full, and on the hill, there's a lot of fans. Great turn up by the Newcastle faithful as Lucas Moragas. That's a go, but Macklin Freak will keep that in. So, first goal of the night coming to the Reds. Adelaide United expected to get the win against North Coast City. Should be too strong for them tonight. In my Australia Cup round of 32 predictions, I did call a big win for Adelaide. I am expecting them to cruise to victory there. Macarthur FC, the other A-League team involved tonight. And of course, it's the Campbelltown Derby. You've got Macarthur, who play at Campbelltown Regional Stadium, and then Campbelltown City. And interesting for Macarthur, I mean, Valerie Germain, the big news for the Bulls, Valerie Germain is making his first Bulls appearance tonight, which is big for Macarthur fans. The former Ligue 1 striker, now on the A-League. He would love nothing more than to get on the score sheet in his first appearance. How do you think the Matildas will impact Australian football? It's a good question. It's a big question. Hey, we can only hope that there will be some sort of carryover in terms of the excitement, and I think there will be some. I think we will see some. I mean, just the sheer excitement and exposure that Matildas have gotten, over the last weeks has just been phenomenal, right? It's just been incredible, and I think there will be. I don't think it will be like a massive spike in terms of crowd numbers that are like women's and men's games, but there will be. This is sort of people will take it more seriously now. People won't just brush off the A-League competitions. A lot of football fans will the A-League women's side is doing a good job of making it clear that a lot of these Matildas players are played in the A-League women's competition. Pretty much all of them did, right? I'm pretty sure, hey. Does it feel different without Cumdog at Central Coast Mariners? Yeah, a little bit. I guess it does, doesn't it? I didn't, to be honest, watching at the Mariners game yesterday, I didn't think about it too much. I was excited about Ali Kowal being back. So, yeah, I think for like Monty and like everyone at Mariners, obviously it was great having Cummings at the on the Central Coast for a year and a half. But we look to the future. Hey, Sydney Football TV, good to see you here as well. So it's tough luck yesterday, but what a game. Dude, crazy game, hey. Crazy game. But that's right, Sydney FC just getting through on pens. Wait until you see the view I had on Saturday night, says Dom. So you were at the game, weren't you, Dom? The huge quarterfinal, Brisbane. What a night that was for Brisbane. Special as well after Matildas obviously lost the Nigeria game in Brisbane, which was disappointing, and then for Matildas to bounce back in Brisbane in such fashion was good. Qual looked unreal yesterday, says Dom. He was good. He was a little bit quiet for patches of the game, but a couple decent moments, some shots on goal, and then that header. The header was fantastic. That was obviously the highlight of the game for Qual. And he's a player who, here's the thing, like, not only do we know Alu's has a great amount of potential and he's a great footballer, but he's back here to relaunch his career as Newcastle Jets take the lead. Oh my gosh. Does it count? Is it offside or is it? No, it's a goal. It's Trent Bahagia. Trent Bahagia's tapped in. And you get to say they've deserved this goal, Newcastle Jets. They've been on top. Dane Ingham. Fantastic. 1-0. That's right, Ollie. Jets take the lead. Well, Trent Bahagia, he's playing as striker tonight for Newcastle. That was a poacher's finish. Nicely taken. 12 minutes in. It was the give and go too. I mean, that was way too easy. That was way too easy. That was really poor defending from Brisbane to let Bahagia slip through so easily. And the Jets take the lead. That's right, Spencer says just defend. Just defend. Fantastic. Fantastic for Newcastle. A little bit worrying at the back there for Brisbane. What else are we saying here? Foggy asks, looking at it now, do you think Garang Kowal's move was a good one? I think so. I think so, yes. It's obviously very early on. So we'll see how he goes. We hope he gets good game time. But yeah, Eredivisie seems like a good league for him to play in and hopefully gets regular minutes there. Here comes Newcastle Jets again. Another early delivery towards Bahagia. And it's a good save by Macklin Freak. Good opportunity again. Newcastle starting this game absolutely on fire. And we did, of course, to the watch-along for the Jets victory playoff game, which was a few weeks ago now. And Newcastle were definitely the better side in that game, albeit against a very inexperienced and youthful victory side. But they're coming up against a Brisbane Roar side who are pretty much full strength. And, man, they're absolutely on top of them. Marcus says, in the broadcast for Sydney v Mariners, the commentators hinted Sydney are going for a marquee striker. Doesn't surprise me. And probably not good news for Patrick Wood, unfortunately. Where do you watch these games? You can watch on 10 Play. That's right. Thanks to Namar as well. 10 Play. AM United asks, how do you watch these on 10 Play for viewers in Australia? So all these games are able free to watch on 10 Play. Super easy and free to access. You can watch on the app. There's the app or the website. And if there's like a long, when you're on the website or on the app, there's like a long list of all the broadcasters towards the end. It's towards the end of all the broadcasts, so it's absolutely on there. You can watch any of the games, and we are focusing on Jets Brisbane Roar. Here comes Jets. Henry Hoare. Decent move by Henry Hoare, and his strike was deflected, and it's going to be a corner for Brisbane. Dom as well, just a moment ago, says, I was right behind the goal on Saturday. Oh, dude, that would have been crazy. Perfect seat. And Qual definitely impressed me considering it's his first start in a long time. Good point. Good point. Aiden, how's it going, man? Are you doing the Matildas semi-final? Won't be going live for that one because I'll be at the game. Very, very excited to say that I'll be at the game. Cannot wait for it. So, no live stream for that one this week because I'll be at the game. Shot comes in here for Brisbane, and that almost deflected into the goal, but it's gone wide. Quarter of an hour in, and Brisbane just now starting to find some attacks. So, if you're just tuning in, Adelaide United, have taken an early lead against North Coast City, courtesy of Craig Goodwin. Trent Bahagia scoring for Newcastle Jets. A low corner by Armiento. Chance here for Brisbane. Delivery's not bad. They can't quite get another effort on target, and Jets survive that attack by Brisbane. Okay. Nama says, these are my perfect Adelaide signings. Again, Bikoto for right winger, and Fellaini to replace Louis Dorigo if he doesn't sign. There would be some decent signings as Brisbane come forward here. Miliusnich, right wing. Henry Hoare inside, who's Absolutely over. Oh my God. That was a dreadful cross by Henry Hall. I don't think he realised how close he was to goal there. He sent it completely out of play. That was bizarre. Hey, Sammy, how's it going? Sammy's here in the chat. Says, Lockie, I was at the City Oakley game. The atmosphere was so good. The crowd looked great at that game. Thrilling game as well. That was one of the two games on yesterday in the Cup. And City winning it late there. But how good were Oakley Cannons to really match City in that contest? And unlucky not to go through considering how well they performed Oakley yesterday. Very, very good. Sammy also says, Togo Arslan is going to be good, so good for us this season. Hey, 2 goals to start off your City campaign. It's not a bad way to start, is it? And I'll tell you what, a guy with his experience will be crucial for City this year. But yes, great start for Togo Arslan at Melbourne City. Here's Jack Ingot. Brisbane looking to penetrate down the right. Nice run, Henry Hall. Delivery's great, and it almost went into that far corner. Great footwork from Henry Hall. How beautiful was that? Just the way he danced past those defenders there, Henry. Here's the replay. Look at this. Oh my gosh. Just a little inside out, just snaking through. Well, if you've been watching Brisbane Roar for the last couple of years, you know Henry Hall is one of their best players. And this could be a big year for Henry. He really needs to step up here in a Brisbane side who need to improve this season. Need to improve. Here's the delivery from O'Shea. Another corner for Brisbane. And that'll go all the way out of play. So Newcastle survive again. Nama also says Antonis is doing very good for City. Good to see Terry Antonis on the pitch. He was came off the bench, I believe, yesterday against Oakley in the Cup. Sonny says just playing really well. Hopefully they can maintain this and push through over the last few years. They struggled to maintain their lead. We shall see, but obviously, hey, new era for Newcastle Jets, and so far from what we're seeing, it's pretty positive. Robbie Stanton, the former Sydney FC assistant, now leading the way at Newcastle, and they need something new. They need something fresh. They want to be playing some exciting football, and hey, they've got the players to do it. I mean, they've got some good young players at the club now. You know, they've got Clayton Taylor, Lockie Bayliss. These two guys signed from both the Sydney and Mariners academies, respectively. Two fantastic, very lively attacking players, and they're both starting tonight. Two good young central. I mean, it's a very youthful team when you look at this Newcastle squad. I mean, Mark Natta, Phil Kankar at the back, Lucas Moragas. Very youthful team here, and that might be the approach going forward for Newcastle as they look to shift the ball down the right. This is good play. Bahagia can't control it. That'll roll through to Macklin. Freak. Yes, Sammy, we will be streaming the draw after, so we will be staying live once these games wrap up. For those who don't know, the round of 16 draw is happening following the conclusion of tonight's games. We're going to be staying live. We're going to be watching the draw together, so make sure you stick around for that. Very curious to see what matchups we will have in the round of 16. What else are we saying here? Sammy, some more thoughts on Melbourne City. He says he's fantastic at the ball. Also got to love Yakalish and keen to see Aziz Beige back. Great to see Aziz Beige back in the A-League, isn't it? Fantastic. Also says keen to see what Lepane does this season. Lepane's a good player, man. He's a promising young player. Only had bench appearances really for West Sydney Wanderers, but a player who always shows a lot of potential. Yeah. Could Ronaldo play against Mariners at the AFC Cup? Dude, is his team even in the AFC Cup? They might be in the Champions League. Imagine that. Imagine if like Melbourne City had like Cristiano Ronaldo, and his Saudi club came over to take on Melbourne City. That'd be crazy, wouldn't it? And thank you, Asmoon, who says I'll keep you updated for the Adelaide game. And by the looks of things, no more goals in that game. And it's still 0-0 between Campbelltown City and Macarthur FC. So overall, we are focusing, of course, on the Newcastle-Brisbane game. That is our main game, as you can see on the scoreboard here. That is the main game we're focusing on. And quite an even contest, 20 minutes in. Newcastle looked very bright in that opening 10 minutes. Griddle, I'm seeing some people drop some Griddle scores in. So who is it? Marcus early got 9 out of 9 on the Griddle today. Spencer got 8 out of 9. We will be playing Griddle at halftime. That'll be our little halftime entertainment. For those that don't know, Griddle is an A-League trivia game. And we'll be playing it live here on stream. I'll be testing my A-League knowledge, so make sure you stick around for that. Here's Joey Coletti for Brisbane. Feeding out wide, and the ball is going to come in centrally in a dangerous area, but no one was there from it. Melbourne City v Al Nassr at Amy Park would sell it easily, says Sammy. I agree. Ronaldo at the Mariners says that would be awesome, says Aiden. Imagine, right? Imagine that. Here come Newcastle. Nice play by Newcastle. And was it Carl Jenkinson? I think it was Carl Jenkinson who got the shot off there. Carl Jenkinson playing at his more natural right back position tonight. Nice play, Jets, and the underlapping run from Jenkinson. Took that on first time and forced a good save out of Macklin Freak. It's set piece opportunity here for Newcastle as they look to maintain this lead and potentially extend this lead here in Maitland. Spencer says still got to wait for Hazard to join the Knicks. Imagine that. Obviously, if anyone missed it, there was some rumours, some speculation on the socials that maybe Eden Hazard could be set for a move to the A-League. Newcastle coming close there. Hey, what a signing that would be, right? I mean, it would be remarkable. I feel like realistically, you'd expect it to be like a Sydney FC or a Melbourne Victory that he'd join. I can't see it being anywhere. I feel like it would be Melbourne Victory. They need a player like that too. They need a winger like Hazard, you know. They signed McCash, we know. But I feel like another high-quality attacking player would be good for Victory. So I think the signing would work out, but imagine that. Hazard at Knicks. Is Gold Coast Knights in that? I assume you're asking if Gold Coast Knights are in the round of 16 in the draw. I believe so. Yes, Gold Coast Knights picked up a 1-0 win last week against Devonport Strikers. So yes, Gold Coast Knights are in the round of 16. Ruben's here. Good to see you. Ruben says 6 out of 9 in Griddle today. Some mixed results in the Griddle game today, which is interesting to see. Is De Villa playing? I believe he is. Let me just double check. That's some great news for Macarthur. Very exciting lineup for Macarthur tonight. We're going to come back to that because Brisbane almost getting in there. Joey Coletti trying to get the move, driving forward through midfield. And here come Jets on the counter. Taylor. Clayton Taylor cutting infield. Still going Taylor. And the end product was lacking there. It was a good run from Clayton Taylor, but he had several opportunities to pass the ball. Yes, De Villa is playing. Just to go back to that comment earlier. Ulysses De Villa is playing. Valerie Germain is making his debut today for Macarthur FC, which is a big one as well. Clayton Lewis as well. Clayton Lewis makes his Macarthur FC debut tonight for the Bulls as well. So some big names on show for Macarthur tonight. They started a more inexperienced squad in that playoff match against Glory, where they, of course, you might remember Macarthur won their playoff 4-0. Some pressure on Ryan Scott here, and Brisbane earn a free kick out wide. So pretty decent response here from Brisbane, getting themselves back into this one, starting to create some more opportunities. Big evening tonight for young striker Thomas Waddingham. He's wearing number 15 for Brisbane Raw. You might not be familiar with him. He's from the academy side for Brisbane Raw, the Brisbane Raw NPL side. And, well, the big concern for Brisbane is they don't have a striker. They don't have a striker in Brisbane Raw. So Thomas Waddingham has a huge opportunity here to step up and be that main striker for Brisbane. Let's see if he can get his head on the end of this one here. Decent height on him as well. Here's the free kick for Brisbane. Oh, it's flicked on and it's in. That's beautiful. Raw equalise, and it's really well worked. Or does it count? No goal, no goal, no goal. Well, what's happened here? Is it offside? Is it offside? It's no goal. Sonny says no goal, big decision. As we know, no VAR tonight. No VAR in these Australia Cup games. Delivery from O'Shea was brilliant. Well, is it a foul? What's the complication now? Definitely not offside. Everyone looked onside. There must have been some sort of holding or foul in there. Does anyone have any idea of what happened there? Because it wasn't apparent to me. But a Brisbane Roar had the ball in the back of the net, but has been ruled out. Alex is here as well, says up the roll. Good to see you here, Alex. Good to see you here. Brisbane Roar looking to get forward again, and it's going to be another set piece for the Queensland club. They own another corner. Hey, Dom, I just missed your comment from a moment ago. What's your bevy of choice tonight? This is a Twinings chamomile tea, not sponsored. I wish I was. That'd be cool. By a tea company. Love my tea, man. What's everyone's beverage of choice for tonight? Let me know in the chat. Anyone got any crazy snacks tonight? Any crazy snacks? Any crazy foods or drinks that everyone's got going tonight? As they enjoy some weeknight football, let me know. We always get some interesting things. I always love hearing it. It's great. It wasn't a handball, apparently. Handball, interesting. Boston says, "Hey Lockie, sorry about yesterday, mate. I assume you're talking about the Sydney FC defeating Mariners. No worries, Boston. It was a dramatic game and heartbreaking as a Mariners fan to lose in such a way. But yeah, it was an entertaining game, that's for sure. Here's the replay. So we're looking at the replay. Did it? Oh, it did touch a hand. It did touch a hand. It was Kai Truan's hand. Thanks, Ruben and Ollie for spotting that. Kai Truan, I think inadvertently, the ball flicked off his hand. I just remembered I've been at this stadium before. Looking at this stadium, I'm just like, oh, hang on, I've been here. Central Coast Mariners, my team, played an Australia Cup round of 32 match against Maitland FC. And I tell you what, that must have been like 2018 or something, 2019 maybe. As Brisbane Roar into the box again, and it's Armiento this time missing wide. Nice stadium. Actually, funnily enough, just looking at it, I was like, hang on, I've been here. Yeah, it's a nice regional stadium out there in Maitland, and it's a great turnout tonight, which is good to see. Freshman's here. How's it going? Says, how's the game so far? Pretty entertaining. Pretty even so far. Newcastle taking the lead, but hey, shots are on the broadcast now as we speak. 6 shots to Newcastle, 5 to Brisbane. Pretty even. Marcus has got the pizza, toast, and fish. Dom says, just picked up the Pizza Hut. Cool, couple pizzas going around here. Spencer says, whiskey after watching Brisbane's defences so far. Coca-Cola and Tim Tam says, sunny. Great to see. It must have been upsetting for you, says Boston. Well, Boston, I appreciate your care and concern for me and my feelings. The vlog will be up soon for that one, so keep an eye on the channel, and you will see my true emotions. I was it was quite the roller coaster of emotions. It was a bit, as a Mariners fan, it was a big week, and Sydney FC fans likewise as well. If you're fans of those clubs and the Matildas, to go through 2 remarkable penalty shootouts over the weekend, it was quite something, wasn't it? It was quite something the past weekend. So 30 minutes played across these games, and the scores as it stands, not too many goals tonight. We've been getting goals galore in many of the cup games so far. Newcastle leading the way, 1-0 over here, Brisbane. But Brisbane have been looking all right in the last 20 minutes or so. Adelaide United got an early lead over North Coast City, courtesy of a goal to Craig Goodwin. Campbelltown City and Macarthur FC, the Campbelltown derby, remains scoreless in South Australia. Wow. Boysenberry drumstick. Can't say I've ever had one of those. That's cool. Boston says, yeah, your turn up was good. It was a good showing from both fans. Hey, there's a lot of Mariners fans there, a lot of Sydney fans. And that's right. It says, how good was Spencer says, how good was Redmayne's antics? The somersault. I mean, just the somersault at the goal line. Classic Redmayne. It was frustrating too, because I love Andrew Redmayne, and obviously we love him for what he did for the Socceroos last year. But unfortunately, he was my enemy last night against the Mariners. Dom says, how was the main stand crowd last night? Didn't see much of it in the broadcast. It wasn't full, but it was quite full. There was a really, really strong turnout. I don't know if we got an official attendance number. I haven't seen an official attendance number, but I'd imagine it would have been maybe 3,000, 4,000. Probably at least 4,000. Yeah, it was a really good crowd. Really healthy crowd. A lot of Sydney fans, a lot of Mariners fans too, though. Yes, freshman, I did watch the Spurs game last night. Historic game, Ange Postecoglou. Did you guys watch that one last night? Ange Postecoglou made his Premier League managerial debut in that 2-2 draw against Brentford. Taking the helm there at Spurs, of course. Barry's here as well. Good to see you here, Barry B. Barry B. So good to see all of you guys here for this Monday night live stream. 3 Australia Cup games going on. We've got the round of 16 draw happening after this as well. So tonight's going to be a big one. So make sure you stick around. Ruben says, can we get rid of those new penalty rules, please? Yeah, we don't get to see the Redmayne antics, don't we? Water and banh mi. Vietnamese bread rolls, says Tan Lee. Very nice. So, Newcastle Jets with a strong contingent of home fans out here in Maitland Regional, a regional area of the Hunter area. And it's been Brisbane who are been looking pretty good of late, and Newcastle haven't quite created too many chances since opening the scoring early on. Brisbane Raw tonight. Good to see Joey Coletti. He's making a start. He's back for his second stint at the club. It's a 4-4-2 formation for Brisbane Raw. A lot of movement up the front, though. But it is Nikola Meluznic playing on that right wing. Carlo Wemiento off the left. And I don't mind. I've got Henry Hall. I don't mind this. Henry Hall sort of playing in a sort of like a second striker role off the shoulder of Thomas Worthingham, which I don't mind. We were talking a little bit before about Henry Hall. He's one of Brisbane's best players. And I feel like playing in a little number 10 role in that little pocket there is a good role for someone like Henry. He's a really unpredictable player. Sonny, it's a great question. Sonny asks, after watching the Central Coast Mariners game, what do you think they have to do if they want to improve? Well, first thing is new formation. One of the big things we saw last night in the Sydney FC Mariners game is the new tactical setup that Mariners will be deploying as Miliosnic delivers, and the shot is cleared away. Good opportunity here, and Newcastle Jets will look to counter heavy collision between Ingham and Aldred. And Ingham has come off worse. For where? We're going to come back to your question there, Sonny, because Brisbane now coming forward again. And a free kick. It is a free kick. Thomas Waddingham brought down outside the box. Good opportunity here for Brisbane. Back to your question there, Sonny. How can Mariners improve? New formation. So Mariners played a diamond midfield last night, which is something we haven't seen in just about a decade from the Central Coast Mariners. They played that under Graham Arnold early on. It was very interesting. We saw Max Ballard as that holding midfielder. Mikael Docker started on the right. Josh Nisbet on the left of that midfield. And then it was Marco Tullio playing as that attacking midfielder. They'll need simply just some time just with that formation for the players to get comfortable in that formation. And then if we can get cool with that, then we should be able to do all right this season. It's a matter of gelling, some of the new players gelling in. I think Mikael Docker... he showed glimpses that he is a good player, but didn't necessarily have the most incredible debut yesterday. I was really impressed with Nathan Paul, though, yesterday. He started at the back for Mariners. Great game. Great game. I figured as much, Boston, as well. Of course, you're a Sydney FC fan, indeed. In regards to the shootout, I wonder what happens to Vukovic, asks Lucas. It's a good question. I don't know if we've received any official word in regards to what happened with Danny Vukovic, but yeah, no Danny Vukovic last night for Central Coast Mariners. It was Jack Wachowski, who I thought had a great game. He had a great game. So a short stoppage here in this game as Dane Ingham's being treated on the pitch after a heavy collision with Tom Aldred. Fully committed, both players, to that challenge. Dane Ingham copping a bit of a knock though in that challenge. Dom says, I'm a little confused with the penalty rules because you can't whack the crossbar, but you can kick the posts. Yeah, Andrew Edmund was doing that. Like he was like clearing like the stuff of his studs. You know, whether he was actually doing that or whether he was just trying to rattle the posts. I mean, only he knows. But yeah, it's a bit tricky with the rules. Hey, yeah, like where's the line? You know. Yeah, it's an interesting one. I agree with you, Boston, who says Adamson, Sydney FC rookie, had a very good game. He was great from right back. Really, really impressive. Very physical. He did have a good game. So here's the free kick for Brisbane Roar. Really well placed. And I'll tell you what, you got two fantastic free kick takers. Two players who know how to hit the ball in Jay O'Shea, Armiento. Can Brisbane equalise in this first half? The wall is set up. It's a well-positioned free kick. It's O'Shea driving it into the wall. Newcastle Jets having to do a lot of defensive work now. And they'll get another corner here. Brisbane, who, with this pressure, will be hoping to turn it into a goal, but that O'Shea free kick, not his best, far too low. That went straight into the wall from Jay O'Shea, the Irishman. Another corner here for Raw. High delivery, close to Aldred, and Ryan Scott came out to meet that one. Still it's on for Brisbane. Truan. Newcastle trying to break away, and they can now. Oh, there's a huge breakaway opportunity, but that is a crucial sliding challenge from Jack Hingett. This has been a really thrilling game, man. From a neutral point of view, this game's been a really entertaining watch so far. Both teams going for it, not really holding back. It's only the 1-goal lead for Newcastle, but Brisbane have showed enough to be deserving of a goal, you got to say. Spencer's got the chalky milk. Oh man, those of you who were here, I think it was last week. We did one of our Women's World Cup watch-alongs, and I had a chalky milk. And oh my gosh, delivery there wasn't too bad from Bahagia, just wide. That definitely hyped us up a little bit. The chalky milk. Was that last week? I can't remember. We've been doing live streams most days for the last few weeks now. It's been so much fun, obviously, with the Women's World Cup going on and the Australia Cup. It's been crazy. Hey, we're going to be live tomorrow as well. I can tell you guys right now, we're going to be live tomorrow for the Spain-Sweden semi-final. And what a live stream that's going to be. What a match that's going to be. Two fantastic teams, Spain v Sweden. The Matildas might be facing one of those sides in the final. We hope so. Who's going to win that one? My semi-final predictions video is out now on the channel. But spoiler alert, I think Spain get through. I just think when they're at their best, Spain in this tournament, they just look completely unstoppable, and I think they will get the edge over Sweden. But it should be a fascinating game because Sweden have done really, really well this tournament. Very good defensively. So we'll be live tomorrow for that one. That kicks off at 6 p.m. Australian Eastern Standard Time. Here comes Brisbane. O'Shea into the feet of Henry Hall. Newcastle trying to clear this. Kankar gets it away. This is all defense mode right now. This is all defense for Newcastle's moment. Boston says, I want Newey to win. Jordan says strawberry milk is superior. You know what? I don't think I've ever had strawberry milk. Serious. I've had iced coffee. Like when you think of the oak flavors, I've chocolate, which is just the goat flavor. I've had the iced coffee flavor, which I'm not the biggest iced coffee fan. I don't think I've ever had strawberry milk, man. I should try it sometime. Oh, header almost Goal bound for Brisbane. Just goes wide. Marcus says, welcome back to Coast Watch Chalky Milk. It sounds like I've got my own branded Chalky Milk, hey? Wouldn't that be great? Coast Watch Chalky Milk. Coast Watch Chalky Milk. Brilliant. Brilliant. No updates in the other games as we edge closer to half time. Still 1-0 to Adelaide, and Macarthur FC yet to find the back of the net against Campbelltown City. Hey, Aussie's here as well. I'm doing well, Aussie. Thanks for asking, man. Had a great day today, despite the rainy weather here on the Central Coast. How's the weather where you guys have been? Central Coast, New South Wales, where we are pretty rainy at the moment. Pretty rainy. Troy's here as well. Says, hey, Lockie, good to see you. Good to see you here, Troy. Hope you're doing well, man. Sad about our exit of the Australia Cup yesterday. Dude, it was heartbreaking, wasn't it? Especially to go in that way. The penalty shooter. It was a thrilling game. It was such an admirable... Like, the thing with yesterday's game as well is it was such an admirable effort for Mariners to get back from 2-3 down. From 2-0 down, sorry. To get it to 3-2. Great effort indeed, but Sydney FC going through. So a foul here on Clayton Taylor. Look at this challenge here from Henry Hoare. And I just wonder if this was yellow card worthy. I mean, it's a sliding challenge and you're breaking down an attack like that. If you're going to call a foul, I mean, where's the yellow card? Henry Hoare just flying in there at Clayton Taylor. And he's breaking down that attack down the wing. That would be a yellow card worthy challenge for me. Here's Morangis's delivery from that resulting free kick and punched away by Freak for a corner, I believe. Okay. It was very rainy as well, says Sonny. What's your favorite coffee flavor? As in, like, what coffee do I like? I don't really drink too much coffee. I used to drink a little bit of coffee, and when I did, I just got like a cappuccino. I don't drink coffee anymore. So when I'll just get like a little hot chocolate or something, you know. Ruben says, Neymar to Al Hilal confirmed. Wow. We heard about it. Hey, the news had been rumbling around, but there you go. Another major player moving to Saudi Arabia. Hey, no worries, Aussie. You're just seeing a comment from a moment ago. Says, sorry, I haven't been in more streams lately. I was at the Tillies game in Brisbane. Dude, it would have been a crazy experience, hey. I've never seen Suncorp literally bouncing before. It was awesome. So happy for you, Aussie. Dom was at the game as well. We had a few of our Brisbane faithful who were at the game on Saturday. What an occasion that was, man, for Brisbane football fans. If you're at the game, I mean, it'll be a well-cherished memory, I'm sure, for everyone who was there, who was supporting Australia. Here's Brisbane coming forward. Chance for a late goal in this first half. Miliosnich. Newcastle again just have the numbers there to deal with it. And Clayton Taylor to drive it forward. 2 minutes of added time here between Newcastle Jets and Brisbane Roar. We're going to be playing Griddle at halftime. We're going to be playing Halftime Griddle, which is our A-League trivia game, and you guys can either watch me struggle or succeed as I test my A-League knowledge in just a couple of minutes. Namar says it was raining for us in Sydney. Jordan says Brisbane has turned hot as hell overnight. So, final stages of the first half. Oh, and Campbelltown City have just taken the lead. We've got an update. Have we got a cup set on our hands? The NPL side from South Australia, Campbelltown City, have just taken the lead. It's Shogo Yoshikawa for Campbelltown City. Wow. Having a look at the stats, Macarthur bossing it in shots and possession, but it's the NPL side who take the lead. And thanks, Ollie, for mentioning that as well in the chat. So we've got an update from South Australia. Campbelltown City are up. And that's big. That's big. We haven't had any cup sets yet. we haven't had any cup sets. No, we haven't had any NPL sides defeating A-League sides yet. Peninsula Power came close against Wellington Phoenix. But we could have one on our hands here tonight. Campbelltown City. And it's a pretty strong team that Macarthur are playing tonight too. That's concerning for the Bulls. And of course, the reigning champions, the reigning Australia Cup champions. I mean, what a shock it would be for them to fall out in the round of 32. Dom touching on the match again on Saturday says the only thing that wasn't vibrating was my heart because I'm pretty sure it stopped. Dude, it's crazy. But even watching it from home, it was ridiculous. Ridiculous penalty shootout. It was one of the most insane penalty shootouts that I've seen in a long, long time, that's for sure. So Brisbane preparing from this corner. Armiento's left-footed delivery is good. Flicked on and it's in. And that might well go down as an own... Was that an own goal? What a delivery from Armiento. We know he's got a left foot. Brisbane Roar fans are happy. 1-1. Armiento, dude. The delivery was to the near post. It was low and Brisbane do get the equaliser. That's an own goal. Well, it's a terrible error from Ryan Scott in just his second ever appearance for Newcastle Jets. It might have been Melo Jusnic with a sneaky touch. Wow. So, and that's half-time in Newcastle. So, you got to say that result probably reflects the game pretty well. 1-1. Really entertaining game up to this point. And a dramatic late goal there for Brisbane. And it has been listed as an own goal to Ryan Scott. Wow. Well done to Brisbane. I think they deserved the goal. I mean, after going down early, they responded really well and have been mounting on the pressure. Let's have a look at some of the stats here. So, Jets have 7 shots up to this point. Brisbane 10. Brisbane 10, but only 2 of those have been on target. Brisbane having more possession up to this point as well. So, really good reply from Brisbane. Meanwhile, it's half-time between Northcote City and Adelaide United. It is 1-0 to the Reds there. And the final minutes of the first half in South Australia, Campbelltown City currently lead Macarthur FC, which is the big story of the night so far. Julian's here. I'm doing very well, man. Good to see you here. Blake's here as well. How's it going, Blake? Wow. So, half-time. We're going to get into Griddle in just a second. Aussie says, come on the Raw. Spencer's very happy about it as well. Our Raw fans in here are happy. Very, very happy. What game is the timer following? Asks Mr. Freshman. The timer here that you can see is following the Newcastle-Brisbane game. As you can see, the Newcastle-Brisbane game, we have got that here on our scoreboard down the bottom as the biggest one here. So our scoreboard's tracking that one. But we've got the scoreboard over here for the other games there. You can see Campbelltown City from NPL South Australia. They've got the lead at the break over Macarthur. Northcote City are down at the halftime break to Adelaide United. So, 4 A-League men's teams in action tonight. One of them in the lead, one of them down, and 2 of them are level. Wow. Aussie says Thomas Waddingham has potential to be a great player for Raw. He's got his opportunity. It's going to be interesting to see if he takes it. And I tell you, he might have to. He might not have a choice. Brisbane Roar still don't have like a senior striker. It's Thomas Waddingham who's starting up there at the moment, isn't it? Troy as well a bit earlier put in his table prediction. Updated table prediction. Here we go. Let's have a look at this. And I'm always curious seeing your guys' table predictions for the A-League. And here we go. Got Western up top in first. Wow. Wanderers second. Mariners third. City fourth and Adelaide fifth, followed by Sydney in sixth. I like that top 6. I could see all those sides finishing in the top 6. Western finishing top. That's a big one as well. Victory 7th. Perth 8th. Wellington in 9th. Macarthur in 10th. Brisbane 11th. Jets in 12th. Yeah, well, it's an interesting one, Troy. I think for me, I think the top 6 and bottom 6, my order's not the same, but I like you thinking there, Troy. I like you thinking there for sure. So, very exciting. Very, very exciting. First 45 minutes of football. Thanks for mentioning that at AM United, says it's Giuliano. Okay. Love it, Barry. Change the profile pic to the Matildas. Got to support the Tillies, eh? Oh, Spencer says, I reckon it's going to be Australia 2, Spain 1 in the final. It'll go to extra time. I mean, dude, if it is going to be Spain, it's going to take a massive effort, I think. It's going to take a massive defensive effort too. Spain is so good in attack. Oh, man. The scenes if we get it done, dude. The scenes if we get it done. Okay, so half time going to get underway in another 10 minutes or so. We are going to get into Griddle very, very shortly. Hey, did any of you guys play Griddle today? Let me know in the chat. Did any of you guys play Griddle today? Some people dropped in. Feel free to drop your scores in the chat. How did you guys go on Griddle today? Well, let me know what we should expect. Goodwin's new trim. I just saw Spencer's comment a moment ago. Does Craig Goodwin have a new haircut? I love it. Craig Goodwin has got a new haircut. Is that right? Wow. Aussie says, I've predicted all of the knockout games correctly so far. Hoping to get all the knockouts right. Wow, Aussie, that's fantastic. That's fantastic. I've come close. I definitely got the Japan-Sweden game wrong. I expected Japan to go through. I thought they were gonna be too strong. And I did back Jamaica to get through over Colombia. I got that one wrong as well though. Yeah. I think I also backed USA to get over Sweden as well. So, how many goals have we got? Well, 4 goals across 3 games tonight, so which is relatively low compared to some of the previous match days. By the way, for those that don't know, the round of 16 draw takes place as well tonight, so we'll be staying live for the round of 16 draw, reacting to that, seeing the matchups that we'll see for the round of 16. I'm so disappointed not to have my Mariners in the round of 16, but hey, I'm going to keep an eye on some of those New South Wales games. Might try to get out to some of them, which will be fun. Okay. I think it's almost time for Griddle. Marcus got the 9 out of 9. Spencer got 8 out of 9. Troy got the 6 out of 9. Freshman got the 9 out of 9 as well. Very nice. Aussie got 3 out of 9, but got 9 out of 9 yesterday. I played yesterday, obviously off stream. We went into a stream yesterday, and I think I did 7 out of 9. Was yesterday the Gold Coast United one? I think it was. Hey, Gilly's here. Gilly, how you going, mate? Good to see you here. Yesterday I think was the Gold Coast United one, and that's the one I struggled with a little bit. One of the ones was like you had to find a player who had played for. The 2 ones I struggled with was a player who had only played for Gold Coast United, and you had to try and find a player who had played for Gold Coast United and Melbourne Victory, and I should have gotten that one. I missed like Steve Pantelides. There was a few others that I should have gotten as well that I can't remember off the top of my head now, but missed some crucial ones, that's for sure. Let's do Griddle, ladies and gentlemen. Let's do Griddle. I think it's time. I think it is time for some Griddle. Griddleino. Griddlinski. Oh gosh. I've just seen it. I've just seen the Griddle board, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to put it up on stream here in just a second. Bang. There we go. Let's fix this up. Give me a second here. So, well, look at this. We've got some fascinating ones here. So we've got North Queensland Fury. It's great seeing some of the former A-League teams in here. North Queensland Fury. Some of you guys may remember them. Some of you may be a bit younger. Perhaps weren't around for the North Queensland Fury days, which blows my mind, but it was a long time ago now, I guess. We're going to try and get 9 out of 9 here in today's Griddle. Okay, so some interesting ones here. I'm going to close the chat so I cannot get any unfair advantage here, and I will be reading the chat afterwards. But let's jump into this one, shall we? First of all, let's have a look at how we're going in our stats. How are we going? And you can see that we're running the show in the 8s and the 7s. Our average is at 8. We want to try and bump that average up. Okay. Okay, this one looks a little tricky. Where should we start? North Queensland Fury, Sydney FC. I want to go Ufuk Talay, but you know what I'm thinking? Maybe Ufuk Talay for that red card one. I tell you what, I'm going to be completely honest. I can't think of a single player. I can't recall any player who has gotten a red card for North Queensland Fury. Ufuk Talay is a fair shout, though. I mean, the guy was a central midfielder, defensive midfielder from memory. Would he have picked up a red card for North Queensland Fury? There is a chance. Can we think of some other... I mean, Shane Stefanuto, Jack Hingett played for North Queensland Fury. Robbie Fowler, Sergio Van Dyke. I mean, that's the thing. I can't even think of many. David Williams, Saka Cernak, I guess is in there as well. I mean, I should be careful though because can I name any players who have played for Fury in Sydney? I'll tell you what. Let's start elsewhere. Let's start here with Liam Reddy. No, we won't do that. We'll make it a bit more interesting for ourselves. We'll go Danny De Silva. I should just make it like an unspoken rule for myself that I'm not allowed to use Liam Reddy. It's just a bit of a cheat code. Liam Reddy's the cheat code. We'll go. I feel like we've gotten this one a lot. We get Newcastle and Glory a lot. We're gonna go Callum Timmins there. 15 plus goals here. We'll go Bobo. That's pretty straightforward. There's probably a lot of players who've scored 15 plus goals. We'll go Joel Griffiths here. Joel Griffiths, an absolute baller back in the day for Jets. One red card for Perth Glory. Mark Beavers. Mark Beavers there. Picked up, I think, a couple of red cards. Yeah, you got 2 red cards last season for Glory. A player who has scored 15 goals and picked up a red card. We can go Beside Barisha there, surely. There you go. 4 red cards in his A-League career there for Beside Barisha. By the way, I can't see the chat right now. I will be reading the chat afterwards. Just hiding the chat for the time being while we play this game. So I avoid any answers being thrown into the chat. Okay, we've left the trickiest road to last. North Queensland Fury. This is where it gets quite cumbersome. Okay, who were some of the players I was mentioning before? I mean, like Jack Hingett, David Williams, Van Dyke, Robbie Fowler, Ufuk Talay. They're my weakness. The old clubs are my weakness. I mean, I was like a kid back then, dude. I was in high school. I was in high school when North Queensland Fury were around. Oh boy. And I do remember, like I saw them play. I was a kid back then. But it's really testing my brain. I kind of want to go to Ufuk Talay here in the right. See, I have to be tactical here, right? Because I'm struggling to think of many players. I was going to go Ufuk Talay for that middle left row. The middle left square. Did David Williams play for Sydney FC? I don't think so. Who else played for Sydney? Timpano? Why's that name sticking out? Ufuk Talay. I tell you what, I can't think of anyone else. I'm gonna have to go Ufuk Talay here because that way we know that one's right. I definitely have that one. A player who's played for both Newcastle Jets and North Queensland Fury. Oh boy. Boy. Van Dyke did not play for Jets. Robbie Fowler did not play for Newcastle Jets. Jack Hingett did not play for Newcastle Jets. My brain doesn't want to remember any other North Queensland Fury players. I kind of want to go... I've kind of got a feeling that maybe... Oh, God, hang on. Saka Cernak has not played for Jets. I kind of have a feeling that maybe Van Dyke or Fowler maybe got a red for Fury. I don't know why. I've got nothing. It's just a feeling, though. I should go for a defender, though, but I don't know how many games Jack Hingett would have... I mean, Jack Hingett would have been real young at North Queensland Fury, dude. Who were some defenders that Fury had? Oh, dude, after this, I'm gonna have to brush up on my North Queensland Fury knowledge here. We're going to go Sergio Van Dijk for the red card one, just because I can't think of anyone else. Oh, he played for Fury, right? Like I'm not having a massive. I'm not making a massive mistake here, am I? Oh my gosh, teams are returning to the pitch here in this one. Jets and Fury. Is there a goalkeeper? Maybe. Is there a goalkeeper? Maybe. Liam Reddy didn't play for Fury, did he? No, surely not. Dude, the teams are back out on the pitch for half time for the second half. We're just gonna throw someone in here. David Williams definitely didn't, but I can't think of anyone for the life of me. I'm gonna have a look at the answers after this, dude. David Williams did not play. I mean, let's just go with Saka Cernak. I'm 99% sure he didn't play for Newcastle Jets, though. Let's have a look at the results. We're gonna get this wrong. Damn it! 7 out of 9. Jeremy Brocky. Oh, that was totally gettable. Jeremy Brocky. I tell you what, Chris Payne rings a bell. The others just don't. Jeremy Brocky. I should have gotten that. And who was this one? Oh my gosh, Darren Dahl. I do remember him. Chris Grossman. And who were the ones that had played for Fury in Sydney? Robbie Middleby. Jeremy Brocky. I got to remember him for next time, man. Jeremy Brocky. See, I should have gotten that. Jeremy Brocky was a very iconic A-League player back in the day. Anyway, that's Griddle for today. How did you guys go in Griddle? Anyone got any interesting picks? Let's have a look at the chat. I'm opening up the chat right now, having a look through. What are we saying? Bobo's definitely a good shout for the 15 plus goals. Zadkovic for top right. Yes, definitely a fair shout for glory red cards. We're about to get underway for the second half here between Newcastle Jets and Brisbane Roar. Who will come out victors in this one here in the Hunter as Brisbane Roar get kickoff underway here? Our timer here in the bottom here is tracking the Newcastle Brisbane game. And we are back. That's right. It was tough indeed, right? Sonny got the 9 out of 9. Sonny, who did you have for those two ones I got wrong? I'd love to know. John got the 6 out of 9. AUFC fan in the chat says, I'm at Macarthur v Campbelltown right now. AUFC fan. So good. I hope you're enjoying the match down there and potentially witnessing a cup set. Ruben says, my Fury knowledge is non-existent apart from Raw players. Who's played for Raw and Fury? I mean, Jack Hingett is David Williams, I believe, played for him as well. Who else played for Raw and Fury? I can only think of two, hey. Does Saka Cernak play for Brisbane? Saka Cernak has played for a lot of A-League clubs. But, hey, hopefully we bounce back. Is Berenguer playing tonight? No, Florent Berenguer tonight for Brisbane Roar. Not even on the bench tonight. So Brisbane Roar fans will have to wait. Wait for the debut of their French signing. This is good play from the Jets early on here. Carl Jenkinson striding forward with the ball, laying it into the path of Bahagia, who delivers. And the clearance is a crucial one from Truman. Shane Stefanuto. Very good shout there, Ruben. Yes, Shane Stefanuto. There's a lot of players, like, when you guys mention them, I'm like, oh, yes, of course. Like Jeremy Brocky, Shane Stefanuto. I'm like, oh, yes, of course. Should have gotten those. I have to remember these for next time, because sometimes we have the same matchups. Oh, a huge handball shouts. Oh, it's waved away. And that call is final. As we know, no VAR in the cup. Dude, that looked like a massive handball. I'd love to see a replay of that one. Interesting call there early on in the second half. I think it was Tom Aldred. It looked like a handball for sure, but referee's decision is final. Here's the replay. Gonna need a better look at that one, but Tom Aldred appeared to have his arms up, man. Jets starting this second half brightly, though. They were very strong in the opening 10, 15 minutes of the first half, but Brisbane Roar regained some control. That's right, Brisbane Roar do need a striker. They do need a striker. Matt Smith. That sounds about right. Let me have a quick little... I'm going to have a quick little Google search here for Matt Smith. Matt Smith, did he play for Fury? I think you might be right. Let's have a look. Having a quick little Google. Oh, he's still playing. He's 40 years old. He's still playing. Wow. Matt Smith played for... He did. He was on loan at North Queensland Fury and played 11 times for them back in 09-10 season. Wow. There you go. Yes, Owen, we will be staying on for the draw. Absolutely. Yes, for those that don't know, the round of 16 draw is taking place straight after the conclusion of tonight's matches. We will be staying live, so make sure you stick around for that one. Carlton FC squad's here. How's it going, mate? Good to see you here. Williams had 2 appearances for Queensland Roar in 2005. Thanks for pulling up, Jordan. Wow, that's a throwback, and he's still playing today. David Williams over there at Perth Glory. Troy says, Berenguer, very good signing for Roar. It is a good signing. I'm curious to see where he'll play in this Brisbane setup. I mean, we're seeing Henry Hall sort of playing as an attacking midfielder. Potentially that'll be the role for Berenguer. Potentially. We'll see. He could really flourish in that kind of role too, just like a free role in midfield, sort of like a Milos Ninkovic sort of role. I was skeptical though. Like when the signing of Berenguer to Brisbane was announced, I was like, I was like, oh, cool for Brisbane, but also like, how's that going to work? Because I feel like their best player at the moment is JOJ, Brisbane Roar, and they're sort of similar players, like creative central midfielders, right? So I was like, how are they like going to make them both work together? I don't know if the two of them can play in a midfield too, because they're both pretty attacking players, not very defensive. Spencer says he'll play number 10 and O'Shea will stay at centre mid. That does appear to be the likely path, I think, which might shift Henry Hoy out to the wing or maybe to the bench. Julian, that's right. We are so excited for the semi-final on Wednesday. Says Australia v England semi-final will be a very difficult match, but I reckon the Matildas can get the job done. Dude, we are back in the Tillies, and I tell you what, getting the result against France was crucial because it shows that the Matildas can defeat the top sides in the world, and I'm backing. I think we're riding high in confidence, man. Oh, here's a big run from Carl Jenkins and the overlap. Tries to get it inside. Well done, Tom Aldred with a block. But Carl Jenkinson with a huge run from right back there. Troy asks, thoughts on the Spurs' first game? It was an entertaining game, that's for sure. Great for Ange Postecoglou, his first Premier League match as a manager of Spurs, which was just awesome. I'm going to come back to that because here's Newcastle's corner, just flying over everyone, but regathered, kept in, delivered. It's going to be a goal kick. Great for Ange, man. So excited for Ange. And hopefully he has a great season at Spurs. They had some good passages of play, a lot of possession, Tottenham. And you could see the way that they were like shifting like the fullbacks inside and got a lot of players forward. And I think they'll score a lot of goals this season, Tottenham. But similar to Celtic, as we know, like it'll probably take some time to get going. Time to really get the team on board with their tactics and picking up results. And that's right, Aussie in the chat says, Zach Anderson says the A-League fixtures will be released at the end of this week or early next week. There we go. Well, I tell you what, Aussie, that's an update from the most recent thing we heard. Where did you hear that, Aussie? Where did you hear that? I would love to know. I'd love to know because that is an update, and it's been the Brisbane Roar. It's Carly Almiento's shot goes wide. It was Brisbane Roar. It's Kaz Batafra and Zach Anderson, the new heads of Brisbane Roar, who have been giving us the goss in terms of when we could expect the fixture list. And I think a couple of weeks ago we heard that it would be coming in the next few weeks. So we expect sometime this month. Hey, but that's some new news, Aussie. That's dropping some new revelations. Zach Anderson said it on the Instagram Live. Was that today? They go live on Mondays, don't they? I missed that one today. There you go. Spencer also says here is Newcastle coming close with a header from Baja. Spencer says, I'm going to start content creating. A lot to do with Brizzy Raw. Hopefully a partnership strikes. Spencer, go for it, my friend. Would love that. We need more A-League content creators. If you guys are thinking of making A-League content, go for it, man. Start off simple. Start off with what you know, what you love. I started off just making content about Central Coast Mariners. I was just going along to Mariners games, just talking about Mariners on a podcast, and we went from there. Thoughts on the AFL? I do enjoy the AFL. I watch a little bit of AFL. I'm a GWS Giants fan. I don't get to watch too much of it though, just because I'm too busy watching the round ball game. But I do actually enjoy AFL. I do. But the round ball game, as we all know, is number one. Thomas Waddingham can't get the ball down. Jets will clear that one. I've almost forgotten. I've gotten so distracted in all the wonderful questions you guys have been sending in and the thrilling action in this game that I've totally forgot we had 2 other games on tonight. Any updates in the other games? Oh my God, we do. Campbelltown City are up 2-0. Oh my gosh, where are our scouts in South Australia? Dude, what is going on in South Australia? Second half goal. Oh, it wasn't scored too long ago, just a minute ago. Anthony Trimboli has just scored the second goal for Campbelltown City. We're on the serious chance of a cup set tonight. Macarthur FC, last year's cup winners, are down 2-0. Wow, dude. Crazy, man. Carlton FC says man should stream an AFL final in the final series. Hey, that would be fun. I just unfortunately don't know enough about AFL. I just don't. Unfortunately, I keep my brain available for football. But hey, that would be fun. I mean, would you guys tune into that? You know, it'd be different. Maybe we'd have to start up a new channel. Coast Watch. What would I call that? Coast Watch Football. Coast Watch Aussie Rules. Coast Watch Rules. That's right. Campbelltown over the Campbelltown ribbon. Macarthur are falling apart, says Troy, dude. And it's extra surprising too because Macarthur are playing a strong squad tonight. Here come Jets. Their attack just breaks down though. Macarthur are starting Clayton Lewis, Ulysses De Vere, Lockie Rose, Valerie Germain, their new French strikers playing tonight. It's a strong back line as well with Matty Miller, Luscock, Aspro, Voitza, Philip Curto in goals. This is basically a full-strength Macarthur lineup. And they are down 2-0 to an NPL side. Wow, credit to Campbelltown City, dude. They are stepping up to the challenge. Brisbane Raw. When can we do a Coast Watch Football FIFA matchup? As in like a play FIFA online? That would be cool. I mean, I would have to look into how that works. That's for sure. That would be fun though. That would be fun. We have done a bunch of FIFA content here on the channel, and keen to get into some more. Here comes Dane Ingham. Great chance for Newcastle. The shot is blocked. Huge opportunity. Here's Brandon O'Neill who shoots another block. Brisbane getting bodies in front of the ball. Here come Newcastle. And the shot is beautiful. Jets knocking on the door. Have goal number 2. And it's Clayton Taylor. Clayton Taylor, the former Sydney FC Academy player. Now at Newcastle Jets. scoring his first ever goal for Newcastle. And the Jets have looked good at the start of the second half. Well taken. Dude, just bizarre defending again there from Brisbane. I mean, just allowing Taylor to bring the ball down, control it, get the shot off. That's far too easy. I think it was Kai Truan who was the defender. Just, you can't allow an attacker space and time to receive the ball, to turn and volley. Wow, 2-1. So Newcastle back in the lead, and there's an immediate substitute here for Brisbane, or Joey Coletti has come off after almost an hour of football. The midfielder back at his for his second stint at the club. Lucas is here. Hey, Lucas Delaney, how you going? Ruben says, well, I'm not even mad. That was just a good goal. It was really well taken too. Like a fantastic hit into the back of the net. So for Brisbane Roar, they've made a change here. They've made a change. Who's come on? Who's come on for Brisbane? Does anyone know? Does anyone know? We haven't seen a sub board or anything. I think it's Taras Gamorka. I think Taras Gamorka's just come on for Brisbane Roar. Straight swap in midfield there. Dom said, doing my first vlog on Saturday was the most awkward thing I've ever done at the beginning, but I think I was getting the hang of it by the end. It does take some practice, doesn't it? Especially if you're not used to like being on camera and stuff. But yeah, it's good fun. It's good fun. Okay. So, work to do here for Brisbane. An hour of football played. And Newcastle Jets take the lead once again. Clayton Taylor, great goal. We know when Brisbane went down in that first half, they responded really, really well. They controlled the game and created chances. Can they do the same here? It looks like Ayon Majok has come on as well for Brisbane Roar. So a double change for Brisbane. And it might be Nikola Miljuznic, I believe, who may have come off for Majok there as well. So, some changes in that midfield department for the away side. Dom says, come on, Raw, get it together. Captain Aleph is here. How's it going? Says the Matildas are 2023 World Cup champions. Dude, hopefully that is the sentence we'll be hearing in less than a week's time. It's crazy too. Hey, like the World Cup final is in 6 days. How crazy is that? It's all coming to an end, but hopefully it is the Tillies lifting the trophy at the end. Dude, did you guys just see that graphic for Brisbane Roar? It said Oshawala on for Onamonu, who were two Nigerian women players. Do you guys just see that? Why did that come up? Channel 10 aren't even broadcasting Women's World Cup games. Why did that come up? Oh, that was so weird. Okay. Costa Grozos is preparing to come on here for Newcastle Jets. As that will probably be a yellow card. I imagine it will be. Henry Hall fouled on the run there. Brisbane Roar looking to get themselves up the pitch and create some chances. Henry Hall was tugged back there by Brandon O'Neill. Just a slight touch too. Double change here for Newcastle Jets. It's going to be Costa Grozos, and a return for Apostolos Stamatolopoulos, who is set to come on here for Newcastle. Oh, here's Brisbane in the box. Great chance. It's in. No, is it? Dude, it's in. Dude, the ball, I thought it went out. I thought it rolled outside the net, but it's inside the net. It's Louis Zabala of all players. The left back. Correct me if I'm wrong. That might be Louis Zabala's first goal in a Brisbane shirt. Louis Zabala. Ruben says, Golazo, Louis Zabala. Look, have a look at this replay. Unmarked in the box. Offside flag didn't come up. I tell you what, if VAR was there might have been a hint of offside there for Zabala. But it doesn't matter. It's 2-2. We've got a thriller here in Maitland. As Newcastle make that double change. Timmins and Baylor's coming off with Grozos and Stamatolopoulos coming onto the pitch. So, still half an hour to go. And it's 2-2. It's 2-2. Ruben says, yep, it's his first. There you go. So a first goal. Thanks for that, Ruben. First goal for Louis Zabala, the defender, midfielder, very versatile play. He's playing left back tonight. And right place, right time. And good finish. But it was a weird one. Like, did anyone else think it went outside? Did anyone think it... I thought it like rolled out. I thought it hit the side netting. It sort of looked weird the way it hit the net, but great finish for Zabala. Here come Newcastle. Ingham delivers. It's a great delivery, and it's just going to evade everyone. And at the far post, the shot goes wide. Oh, the Brisbane Roar fans love it in the chat, though, that equaliser. Spencer says Zabala is a tank. Troy says, I don't know. I go away for 5 minutes and miss 2 goals. Oh, it's cup football, ladies and gentlemen. We absolutely love it. It's non-stop action. So, man, we are set for a very, very exciting final half an hour here in this one. We are, of course, focusing on the Newcastle-Brisbane game tonight, keeping an eye on the 2 other games. A big storyline developing in South Australia as we speak. Campbelltown City, who are currently in the NPL South Australia. They lead A-League men's side Macarthur FC and reigning Australia Cup champions, the Bulls, 2-0, which is just remarkable. Adelaide United appear to be cruising to victory. Just the 1-goal advantage, though, for the A-League side. The Reds lead Northcote City 1-0, courtesy of an early Craig Goodwin strike. Okay. Spencer says, get your 35s on the back of your orange jerseys this year, because this is the year of Zabala. I mean, I'll tell you what. Zabala is one of my favorite names in the A-League. It's just like a fun name to say. Zabala. It's a good footballer name. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Like, what's a good footballer name? What's a footballer's name? Like, specifically, let's just keep it to the A-League. What's a player in the footballer who has like a great name that just feels good to say or just looks good? Like Louis Zabala. You know what's another good name? Smelts. Shane Smelts. That was a great name. But I love Zabala, man. It's a great name. Izan Miento's delivery. Shaky clearance, but Jets will come away with this one here. Pass out wide for Bahagia. Pass out wide, and Brisbane Roar defenders getting back to McLaren's a nice one. Alessandro Diamanti. Yeah, we love Alessandro Diamanti. Beautiful name. Joe Lolly. See, Joe, I don't know. Like, there's nothing wrong with Joe Lolly, I guess. Injury concern here for Newcastle. They're going to play it down. Who is it? Oh, it's Stamatolopoulos, who's just come onto the pitch too. So the substitute Stamatolopoulos is already down within a couple of minutes, which is a bit concerning. Not quite clear what is wrong with Stamatolopoulos here. Did he go down under contact or something here? A striker for Newcastle Jets. They don't have many. Let's have a look at this one. Well, truly bizarre here. Okay, so they're showing a replay, and we hope Apostolos Stamatolopoulos is okay. He's walking, and he hasn't received any sort of contact or anything. And he's just sat down on the ground, and he's holding his head. He's walking off the field, and it appears to be holding his head. Concern here for Apostolos Stamatolopoulos, but he is up. He's on the sideline now. Hopefully he's all good. The Newcastle Jet striker back for his second stint at the club. Henry Hoare. One day is a nice one. Isaias is a good one as well. Isaias. Enrique. Yeah, Enrique is a great name. Zabala reminds me of Shabalala. Yeah, it's similar sort of phonetics, isn't it? Newcastle Jets confirming those substitutions a moment ago. Grozos is on for Timmins. Maybe a bit more of an attacking substitution there as well. And Apostolos Stamatolopoulos has come on for Lockie Bayliss. So it appears to be that Stamatolopoulos, I think, will be playing off that left wing. And here he is now. Delivery's not bad. Ooh, there's one a corner. Don't forget, we could be set for extra time as well. The round of 16 draw is set to take place afterwards. But it could be pushed back due to an extension in tonight's game between Newcastle Jets, Brisbane Roar. The other games look set to wrap up at the 90 minutes, though. That's right, Aussie. Apostolos Stamatolopoulos is a fun name. It takes some practice, that's for sure. But yeah. Shanked clearance there from Hingett, and it'll be a second corner for for Newcastle. Favorite player of every A-League club? Interesting question, Spencer. We probably could do that. I do like Craig Goodwin. I mean, maybe just because he's a Socceroo. Delivery here for Jets is good, and it's just wide. Oh my gosh. How did that not go in? I think it might have been Bahagia with the header. Great chance, Newcastle. Favorite player, Craig Goodwin from Brisbane. Favorite player at Brisbane? I do like Kai Truan. I think he's a good player. Central Coast Mariners at the moment. Probably got to go Joshy Nisbet. We love Josh Nisbet. Macarthur FC. I do like Lockie Rose. Good energy. Here comes Mili Uznic. Good play. Brisbane Roar. Huge opportunity. Offside flag is up. Offside flag. That was a nice move, though, from Brisbane. Favorite player at Melbourne City. Let's go for Curtis Good. Always a chill player. Very good in defense. Favorite player at Melbourne Victory. Stefan Nigro, former Central Coast Mariners player. Favorite player at Newcastle Jets. Lockie Bayless, former Mariner. I'm just going for them former Mariners now. Favorite player at Perth Glory. Favorite player at Perth Glory. I do like Darryl Latchman. Very solid player. Very consistent. Sydney FC. I'd probably go Max Burgess. I think he's a very fun player to watch. Wellington Phoenix. Probably just going to be Oscar Zawada. Great goal scorer. Western Sydney Wanderers. Western Sydney Wanderers. Let's go Lawrence Thomas at Western Sydney Wanderers. Great A-League goalkeeper. And Western United, final one. Let's go Angus Thurgate. I think Angus Thurgate's a fantastic player. As Brisbane Roar make a substitution here. Thomas Waddingham hasn't quite got himself into the game too much up top for Brisbane tonight. Alex Parsons is coming on to replace him. Alex Parsons back for his second stint at Brisbane Roar. A lot of second stints tonight across both clubs. All of them should be Liam Reddy. Favorite stadiums from some of the major countries? Interesting question. From Australia, I mean, like, I could just be biased and pick the home of Central Coast Mariners Industry Group Stadium, right? I tell you what, I do love Allianz Stadium, though, and I do love Climax Stadium. And I'm hoping to get to more stadiums this season. Newcastle Jets, trying to get forward now, though. Moragas has his shot blocked. Jets are chasing this winner here. What are some other of my favourite stadiums? I do like Tottenham Stadium. I think Tottenham Stadium is fantastic. I think Newcastle Stadium's great, man. St James's Park looks awesome. Santiago Bernabeu's awesome in Spain. Again, I've never been to these overseas stadiums, but who knows? Hopefully one day. If I had to pick my favourite German stadium, it would be the home of Borussia Dortmund. I mean, what a stadium that is, right? One of the biggest stadiums in Europe, hey. John P7 says, interesting subs from Macarthur. Jermaine and De Villa off, almost conceding the game. Interesting. Well, they might be forced into those substitutions as well with, I guess, both those guys weren't involved in Bulls' playoff match against Glory a few weeks ago. So yeah, a few changes here for the Bulls. Borges Rodriguez on for Jermaine and Ali Ogla on for Ulysses De Villa. So youngsters coming on as Newcastle Jets. Another attack goes wide. We've been good tonight, Newcastle. Been good tonight. Just the better out of the two sides, I'd probably say. All right. 15 shots for Newcastle, 12 for Brisbane, according to the broadcast. Newcastle's corner delivery's not bad, just wide. Moragas. Oh, what a save! What a save! Moragas bringing a stunning save out of Macklin Freak. Jordan says I was on the TV dapping up Parsons after one of his goals. Says I love a Dolphin Stadium, but Suncorp will be home this season. Yeah, it's great. I think it's great for Brisbane for them to be back at their traditional home. It's Suncorp. Newcastle, Grozos' corner, headed away. Recovered by Stamatolopoulos. Grozos. Majok can counter here for Brisbane. He's fouled there by O'Neill. Has O'Neill already picked up a yellow? He has, right? Dude, he's off. Well, this is huge. This could be a turning point in this game. Brandon O'Neill. Well, that's so clumsy. Dude, he knows he's on a yellow and he just... Oh, that's so silly. Look at this. I mean, it's a clear yellow card. That is, and it's a brain explosion from Brandon O'Neill. That is ridiculous. That's ridiculous from Brandon O'Neill. If you're a Newcastle Jets fan, you should be livid with your captain because he might just well cost Newcastle Jets a spot in the round of 16 in the Australia Cup. He's just been sent off after picking up a second yellow. He already knows he's booked, and he goes in for a challenge like that. He's passing it behind. Brisbane are in, and Majok just misses it. Well, that's going to change the complexion of this match now. I can't believe that. I cannot believe that from Brandon O'Neill, a player of that experience. Sonny says, honestly, what a joke. Ridiculous. He's such a good player. He's such an experienced player. And it was so blatantly a yellow card too. I mean, why would you do that? You put your team under pressure now. If they were in the lead, I might understand it a little bit, but it's 2-2. Brisbane are in this game. And there's 15 minutes to go. Plus potentially extra time. The momentum's going to be with Brisbane. That's right, Ruben. Yes, there was indeed a red card. Second yellow for Brandon O'Neill. He brought down Majok, who was breaking away on a counter-attack. And it was in... The other thing as well, it was in Brisbane's own half. So it wasn't like a final challenge where like Brisbane were breaking away 1-on-1. It was an unnecessary challenge. He didn't need to fly on like that. It was an easy yellow card. So there's no complaints from Brandon. He went straight off. There's no complaints from Newcastle Jets. But like from your most senior player, that's ridiculous. What is he thinking? And look at this, Brisbane are just dominating now. They've got possession. They've got the field. They're in the right area of the field, and the delivery's in towards Majok. Heavy challenge, and he's crashed into Lucas Moragas here. So Newcastle Jets have to try and survive the remaining minutes and potentially half an hour of extra time with just 10 players. Lucas Moragas just getting back to his feet now. Wow. Haven't had too many red cards in the Cup so far, right? I don't think we've had too many. I can't recall too many red cards. Let's have a look. Let me have a quick little search if there's been any other red cards in round of 32 so far. I don't think there has. Oh, no, there was. Broadmeadow Magic had a player sent off, Riley Smith. Broadmeadow Magic had a player sent off against Sydney United. So that's the second yellow card of the round of 32. Meanwhile, the scores remain the same in the other games. So Campbelltown City lead Macarthur FC 2-0. We're on the verge of a cup set in South Australia. And Northcote City still chasing the game against Adelaide. Spencer says, lucky shortly, we're going to do a pre-match meetup if you come to the Suncorp this season. Dude, hopefully I can get up there, man. That'd be so much fun. Would love to visit Suncorp. Oh, that's a heavy challenge. Clumsy challenge from Phil Cankar. Straight into the back of Parsons. That's right, Jimbo. Sydney FC into the round of 16 after that win against Mariners yesterday. And we will be staying live following the conclusion of these matches to watch the round of 16 draw. Julian says, I wonder if Alan Stadgish will wear his long coat and beanie when coaching at Perth. Surely not in 36-degree heat in WA. I remember when he was coaching Mariners, he used to go for the white button-up shirt. Armiento's delivery for Brisbane. Usually a good delivery. It's deep. It's missed everyone. I teed him up. Commentator's curse there, right? Queensland Channel supporters meet up. That's right. That's right. I'll keep you guys posted. Newcastle Jets make a neat experience changed here. Jason Hoffman, club legend, coming on here for Carl Jenkinson. Spencer says, bring Lockie for a den march down. A den march down Caxton. That'll be great content. Great content indeed. That would be great fun. I'd love to be involved in that. So, strong turnout in Maitland for this one. A lot of Newcastle Jets fans, but there's some concerns for Newcastle now. They are down a player. Nice ball from Hoffman. Can Newcastle get something going here? Ball comes back for Hoffman. Inside for Ingham. His pass is offline and picked up by Parsons. So, all eyes on Brisbane Roar now. It's up to them to attack. It's up to them to get forward. Do they want to try and win this game in the next 10 minutes? Or will they wait for extra time? That's the question. Aussie says, if you want to associate a name to me, I'm Ashton. Well, I guess that's easy to remember because it's like Aussie, Ashton, the A's. Here's Majok. Majok has a couple players to deal with, and that should be a goal kick. It is. Spencer says, thoughts on the Women's World Cup final ball? I'm not a fan personally. It looks like rust on the ball. Would have more liked green and gold added to the black and white to show the Aussie-New Zealand theme to it. That would have been cool. Yeah, it's an interesting one, isn't it? It's not the most. It doesn't look all that different, right? Like it's not like it's like truly gold. It's not like truly gold or yellow coloured. Adelaide 2-0. Adelaide 2-0. It is indeed Adelaide 2-0. Well, the Reds are cruising to victory now in their game. Thanks, Jordan, for mentioning that. Freshman as well. Wow. 2-0. Zach Clough in the final moments for the Reds. Great stuff. Great stuff for Adelaide. Pretty comfortable win for them. Shot stats, possession, favouring the Reds. Wow. Meanwhile, we're in the final 10 minutes between Campbelltown City and Macarthur. And Campbelltown City lead the Bulls 2-0. Dude. A dramatic night of cup action tonight. We're keeping one eye on that Macarthur game because they're almost done. They're almost done. Wait, you telling me Spencer isn't Spencer's real name? It's got to be Spencer, right? Ruben says, I don't mind the final ball. Don't really have a reason to pick it up, though. Yeah, it doesn't look all that different to the regular ball. That's just my thoughts. It's got to be Spencer. Stay hydrated, ladies and gentlemen. Not long to go in Maitland. Newcastle 2, Brisbane 2. That's the main game we've been watching tonight. 3 simultaneous kickoffs. The other ones, well, they're almost done. Some concerns for Macarthur FC here. Playing a full-string squad, down 2-0 to an NPL side. Can they make a late comeback? Brisbane Raw here on the attack, down the right. Putting Newcastle under immense pressure here. Jets trying to hold on. Here's Majok with the cutback. It's nice. It's Zabala, who had already scored one tonight. Couldn't get a shot on target. Oh, boy. Oh, boy, indeed. Jordan says, I really think Brisbane need to capitalise in the next 10 minutes. Or I think Newcastle could get comfortable in extra time. Yeah, I mean, I'll tell you what, if it goes to extra time, you'd expect Newcastle are just going to hold on. Hold on for that penalty shootout. So, yeah, I think it's a situation where Brisbane need to get a free kick here. And, a foul on Henry Hoare. Daningham's not happy. And Daningham's refusing to give the ball back to Brisbane. That is a foul. I'm not sure why Daningham has to complain there. The elbows are up. He's pushed Henry Hoare down with the elbows. Which A-League All Access is your favourite? Good question, Namar. I mean, it's an easy one for me. Being a Mariners fan, I'd probably get to go the grand final one, the final one, the very last A-League All Access. It was just brilliant. As a Mariners fan, it had to be my favourite. He's the free kick for Brisbane. Great deliveries whipped in. Henry Hoare was arriving late, but couldn't get himself on the end of it. Both teams have been okay tonight. A little bit shaky defensively at times, but overall good. Lucas Moragas has gone down here on the sideline with some cramp by the looks of things. So we're into injury time between Northcote City and Adelaide. It's still 2-0 to the Reds there. Not long to go between Campbelltown City and Macarthur FC. Wow. Campbelltown City on the verge of a huge upset. The Cum Dog episode was... Jason Cummings' episode was fantastic. That was so good, isn't it? And Eddie, how's it going? Good to see you here. Brisbane looking to make a move down the left. Nice play. Zabala on the underlap. Looking for that pass inside. And Newcastle cut it off. Can they get a breakaway in Newcastle? Imagine if the Jets snatched a late winner here. That's going to be a yellow card for Jay O'Shea for not a lot of contact on Daningham, but enough. But enough. I would love to see a replay of that. It didn't look like a lot of contact. Daningham looking for the foul there. Let's have a look at this replay. Ooh, I don't know about that. I don't know about that from Daningham. Do you guys reckon that was a dive? I mean, I could be wrong. There could be a little bit of contact there, but if there wasn't a lot. There wasn't a lot at all. But it doesn't work out in the end for Jets anyway. But it is a yellow card for Jay O'Shea. So, if you just missed it as well, Newcastle are playing with 10 players. Brandon O'Neill, their captain, sent off earlier. So it's Apostle Stamatolopoulos playing as one of the central midfielders at the moment. Here comes Brisbane. Nice pass. It's a huge opportunity. And The cross inside just wasn't the right ball. Again, a good area of the pitch. Execution has just been lacking a little bit for both of these sides. But I'll tell you what. These two teams finished in the bottom 6 last year. And if you're a fan of either of these sides, there is enough from what we've witnessed here tonight to suggest that there could be a positive season ahead for both of these clubs. Still a bit to work on. But you could say that about all the teams we've seen in the Australia Cup so far, man. And it's very early on in this season. Very early on. Still a couple months away from the A-League season getting underway. Almost wrapped up in the other games too, man. I think Macarthur are out. Macarthur still haven't scored. Crazy. Tom says, watch Brisbane bottle this, so I can't get the chance to watch an Oz Cup game. It could happen. O'Shea on the ball. Shot for Zabala. Zabala out wide. Armiento. Brisbane building. I don't think we'll get too much injury time. We had like a couple short injuries. Armiento delivering. And I'll go straight to the hands of Ryan Scott. Okay. Ingham brought down. Nama asks, how come if a player has a contract and a team comes to them and want them, how do they get them for free? Or do they have to pay a small fee? Great question. I can't say I know the ins and outs of how play movement works, but generally for players picked up on a free, it's because their contract has expired. There are situations where players, especially we see it in the A-League a bit, where you can have contract terminations. We do see that a little bit. And I'm sure there are different situations as well. Jordan says, I swear Brisbane never get home cup games. Hey, I mean, if you think you've got it rough, just look at Central Coast Mariners. I don't know the stat off the top of my head, but since the Australia Cup started in 2014, Mariners have had like 2 home games or something crazy like that, like 1 or 2 home games. We've barely had a home game. Here's Gomorka, goes back, delivery for Brisbane. Zabala in the box. Louis Zabala laying it off. O'Shea. Great challenge, Bahagia. Getting back for that one. Well, to be fair, Brisbane Roar generally don't do too well in the Cup, besides last year when they did make it to the semi-final. Of course, Brisbane Roar went all the way to the semi where they were knocked out by Sydney United. Newcastle Jets often struggle in the Cup as well. Haven't really had a good run at all. So who will make the breakthrough here? This is the 11th corner. Well, sorry, 9th corner for Brisbane. Jets have had 11. Delivery is good. Headed away. It's going to be Zabala, edge of the box. The pass isn't great, but O'Shea's in possession. Feeding it out wide, and that'll be a goal kick. Well done by Dane Ingham there. We seem to be destined for extra time here. 3 minutes total of injury time. The other game's almost wrapping up now. I'll tell you what, as soon as this game hits full time, I'm going to quickly switch over to the Macarthur game and just keep an eye on that one. Because it's almost done. And what a result that is. Remember when Nikolai Muller came to St. Coast Mariners? I do remember that, yes. I was very excited about that signing when it happened. Very excited about that one. Thank you, Foggy, for mentioning that in the chat. It is indeed full time between North Coast City and Adelaide United. North Coast City, their cup run comes to an end. Adelaide United go through the cup specialists. Adelaide United have won the cup 3 times in the past. They'll be looking to make it a 4th here. Parsons. Blocked by Natsa. 30 seconds away from injury time here in Maitland, Newcastle. Outside of Newcastle, I should specify. Brisbane have been pushing late on in this half. Here's Majok. Offside flag is up on him. Looks like we'll have extra time. Will they do the draw while this one is going on? Surely they will wait. Yes, they will wait. Yes, they will definitely wait. They will definitely wait. They will wait till all the teams are confirmed and locked in before they do the draw. So there will be a delay in the live draw. I believe they specified that, yeah. What's this about Royal Wanderers behind closed doors? Spencer says it's so funny. Apparently, Raw play West Sydney Wanderers and Gold Coast on Friday. My best mate is a West Sydney Wanderers fan, but we're going to go. Got to be in Sydney for the Women's World Cup. Yeah, often they do play those. We do see that. It's not too unusual. We do see A-League teams play behind closed doors. Hey, it's full time. Full time and regular time, we are destined for another half an hour of football. And I'll tell you what, with the Women's World Cup, we are not, we are not foreign to this at all. It is something that we are used to seeing now. We are going to be set for another half an hour of football to decide who will go through to the round of 16. Will it be Newcastle? Will it be Brisbane Roar? Time will tell. We're keeping an eye on this Macarthur game, and Macarthur are going to go home, dude. Macarthur are going to be bundled out of the cup in the round of 32. The reigning champions. I'm going to quickly flick over to that one. And, wow, what a performance this must be from Campbelltown City to hold on. And go through. Dramatic. 5 minutes of injury time there. So I'm currently tuned into the Campbelltown City Macarthur FC game. Over there in South Australia. And Macarthur FC are set to be knocked out. Remarkable, dude. At a regional ground. Look at this little regional ground in South Australia. I love it. Love the regional grounds, man. Love it. Ooh, which Western Sydney Wanderers team was worse? 21-22 or 17-18? Oh, Macarthur have just scored. Macarthur have just scored. They've got one back, and there's 3 minutes to go. Macarthur have one back. Macarthur have one back. It's 2-1. There's a lifeline. I think it was Lockie Rose who scored it. Which one team was worse? Probably 17-18. 21-22 wasn't terrible. They did have some decent games here and there. So, Macarthur FC currently tuned into their game because we're watching the final minutes here, and Macarthur have just scored one. Can they get a late second here? Don't know if you guys are tuning into this one. Oh, Momba's gone down in the box. It's no penalty. Oh, almost got around his defender there. Dramatic scenes in South Australia. We are now watching Macarthur, Campbelltown City, the Campbelltown Derby. Rafael Borges Rodriguez hangs it up. Lockie Rose tries to bring it down. City will clear it. Minute and a half remaining in South Australia for Bulls to keep the cup dream alive. The switch of play from Mombo is offline. Wow, dude, and you can see on the Australia Cup kit here, you can see, dude, if you guys are tuning in, you can see on the Australia Cup kit here that the Bulls players have on their jerseys a really cool like gold emblem in the middle, representing the cup that they won last year. And the cup champions are set to be knocked out by NPL South Australia side, Campbelltown City. There's a minute to go in South Australia. Can they rescue it late here? Header straight to the hand of the keeper. Lockie Rose deserves a move to Europe, Spencer. I think he's an interesting player, Lockie Rose. I feel like he still hasn't hit his peak, you know what I mean? In the A-League, I mean. I feel like he's still got some more to prove in the A-League. It is park the bus time indeed. Macarthur trying to flick it over the top. Rose trying to bring it down. Jed Drew can't get to it. 20 seconds remaining here. We're going to tune straight back into the Brisbane-Newcastle game in a second. Macarthur set to be knocked out. Here's Jed Drew down the right wing. The delivery comes in. It's a great chance. Oh, cleared. Right at the death. It's cleared away. That might be it. It's going to be a free kick for Campbelltown City. And they look like they're going to hold on. Oh my goodness. Wow. Wow. The reigning Australia Cup champions are going to be knocked out in the round of 32. A dramatic result. Campbelltown City, they go through, and it's the first cup set that we've seen this year. Dramatic scenes, man. Wow. Meanwhile, we are underway in extra time here between Newcastle Jets and Brisbane Roar. Who will go through from this one? It's a great question. Who will go through from this one? All right. Minute into extra time. Let's go. Parsons. Hingett. Delivery. Not bad. Oh, how's that missed everyone? How has no one been able to get a foot on that delivery from Hingett? Can Brisbane get the winner here? All right. Newcastle Jets down to 10 players. Need to hold on here. They're preparing a couple more substitutions as well. Some fresh legs. Yes, indeed, Sammy. The draw will be delayed. We are waiting for the conclusion of the Brisbane-Newcastle game. But we'll be staying alive for that draw, which will be taking place afterwards. Majok. Delivery goes wide, but it's going to be a corner. The deflection takes it out. So another set-piece opportunity for Brisbane. They've had quite a few. But the deliveries just haven't been right. Can they get someone on the end of this one? Carlo Almiento. One of the best left foots in the A-League. For this corner. Go short. Okay. OJ O'Shea. Back for Armiento. Someone attacked the ball. I mean, that's a great delivery from Carlo Armiento. How has no one attacked that ball? Changes here for Newcastle Jets. Wilmering's coming on. Jacob Dowse is coming on, I think, as well. Fresh legs for Jets. Why can't there be golden goal right now? Wouldn't that be fun? That would be fun. Frenzy says, I feel like it's looking likely Brisbane will go through. Newcastle's best chance is to hold out for Pence, since Raw is a youthful team. Here comes Newcastle Jets down the left now. Daniel Steins is onto the pitch as well. So a few changes here for Newcastle Jets. Steins is on. Wilmering is on. Don't know if Jacob Dowse came on as well, but he did come on as well. So a triple change for Newcastle. Fresh legs all over the place. Did Jacob Dowse come on? Oh, no, he did indeed. He's playing up top on the left there. Okay, so two teams, as we mentioned, generally not too successful in the Cup. Brisbane did have a good run last year going to the semi-finals. Possession stats really favouring Brisbane now, as you can see here on the broadcast. Ross Aloisi, this is his first competitive hit out with Brisbane. And they've been okay. They have been okay. Both of these teams haven't been bad. But neither of them have been amazing, to be fair. I feel like before Brennan O'Neill was sent off, it was Newcastle who were probably looking a little bit better. Another yellow card here. This time for Brisbane. Henry Hoare with a yellow. Okay. Ozzy says the Newcastle griddle cheat code is on the pitch. That's right, Jason Hoffman. That's true. I mean, especially if you ever get the ones that are like, when it comes to like yellow cards or like appearances. I mean, Jason Hoffman has played so many games, hey? Newcastle Jets legend. Truant. Brisbane have numbers forward, but in attack, they haven't looked the most convincing, have they? They're sort of a bit out of ideas. Here's O'Shea trying to create something. Hingett, back to O'Shea. Jay O'Shea. I mean, to have a player like Florin Berenguer in these kind of situations for Brisbane, where you are trying to unlock a very deep lying block in defence, I mean, that will help Brisbane. Florin Berenguer is that kind of player who can break down those defences and find the pass. 11th corner of the game coming up for Brisbane Roar. 11 corners for either side. 22 corners all up so far. If you're just tuning in, we are into extra time here as we are focusing on the Newcastle Jets Brisbane Roar game. 2 other results tonight. And 2 big results. Adelaide United 2-0 over North Coast City. And if you missed it early tonight, the reigning cup winners, Macarthur FC, are out in the round of 32 against Campbelltown City. A dramatic result. LH Sport is here as well. Says up the Jets as a shot is fired in there, but straight into the hands of Ryan Scott. Carnarosa, Spencer, Ollie's here as well. John says this must be the earliest the Cup champions have ever been knocked out, and must be the first time someone has won the Cup and then gone on to finish bottom of the table. I'll tell you what, John. Yeah, I can't think of a time where the reigning Cup champions have been knocked out any earlier. I'm trying to think about if any of the Cup champions were maybe knocked out in the playoffs, but the playoffs have only been in existence for the last 4 or so years, I think. Dom says 10 Sport has the rights to the Saudi League. Someone mentioned that the other day. Is that right? I wouldn't know. Is that right though? That would be exciting though, because obviously, as we know, there's a lot of fantastic footballers playing in that league now. Dom says I was looking at the 10 Sport guide, and they have Saudi games at 12 and 3. Wow, there you go. Cool. Spencer says the MLS is better than the Saudi League. Which player do you think is the worst A-League player of all time? Oh my gosh, that's such a harsh question. I can't answer that. I'm too positive to answer that question. I'm sorry. I mean, I tell you, it's a tricky one though, right? Because like you could just pick a player who just never played a game, But I tell you what, I mean, just for the memes, I guess Daniel Sturridge is probably up there, right? But if he didn't get injured, he might have been alright, Yeah. Yes, Gilly. Yes, we are indeed staying live for the draw. We will be staying live for the round of 16 draw. Absolutely. which will be taking place following this game. Another change here for Brisbane. Carlo Almiento's had a good shift tonight. A lot of good deliveries. He's coming off. Worked hard. Mac Nicole's coming on for Brisbane Roar. A debut for him. A competitive debut. On that left midfield position. Let's keep an eye on him. First competitive debut for the Roar. Jordan Much wasn't terrible. Jordan Much. He was okay at Macarthur. He didn't do much at Wanderers, but he was okay at Macarthur FC. But yeah, we got a couple of shots for Daniel Sturridge. I feel like he's probably up there, unfortunately for him. Nice pass inside Hingett, trying to get it over the top there, Brisbane. It'll be yet another corner for the Roar here. Can they get something on target here from this set piece? Jets trying to hold on here. Jets down to 10 players. They're just trying to hold on here. Jets it just appears to be that they would love just for it to go to a penalty shootout. It's hung up here. Oh, it's Manson, the substitute for Brisbane Roar, the youngster, with a shot on target. It was straight at Ryan Scott, but what an impact that would have been. Best ever player to play in the A-League. Thompson and Barisha are up there. Best ever player to play in the A-League, in the league. Probably Thomas Broich. I mean, Barisha's definitely up there. Thompson was good. Thomas Broich, I don't know if anyone came close to him. Won championships with Brisbane. I think Milos Ninkovic is right up there. He's been fantastic for so many years. But if I did have to pick one, I would say Thomas Broich. I think Diego Castro comes close as well. I think Diego Castro for Perth Glory. What a player he was for them. Nice forward pass here. Ayon Majok on the right wing for Brisbane, using his pace. He goes down, but that's just losing his own footing there, unfortunately. How can Messi be the GOAT if he hasn't won the A-League? That's right. Good run there from Ayon Majok, but just slipped. Slipped at the crucial moment there. Couple minutes remaining in this first period of the extra time. Newcastle 2, Brisbane 2. Domsus Castro was so underrated. Fantastic, wasn't he? Del Piero was good. I don't know if he was up there with the likes of with like Broich and Ninkovic in terms of the impact that they had in that team and in the league. Milligan's up there. Very good player, Mark Milligan. Matt Mackay, I don't know if he's one of those underrated players. If we're talking about underrated players, I think Matt Mackay is very underrated. He was crucial to those championship winning years for Brisbane. Here's a shot. Oh, it's a good effort again. It's Mansenal again. Wow. Substitute. What an impact he's having. Wow. We love Diego Castro, man. We miss him. Perth were never the same. That was. I mean, we talk about Daniel Sturridge a lot, I know, but the undoing for Perth Glory, which really tore them apart a little bit, was the departure of Diego Castro. That they struggled. Shinji Ono was so good for Wanderers in that first season. What a player, man. What a player. All right. Brisbane once again looking to create. Newcastle have barely had a chance in this extra time period up to this point. Majok again slips, but won't even get to that one. A couple slips, unfortunately, from Ayon Majok tonight. Emil Heskey. Nama says, don't say Tanner Sturridge to a Perth fan. It'll give him nightmares. That's right. Andy Keogh was the best for Perth, Spencer. He was great. He was very, very good. Very prolific goal scorer for Perth. But, I mean, it was him and Diego Castro. I mean, though, that partnership was fantastic, wasn't it? That was fantastic. Broich was the maestro indeed, wasn't he? Broich was the maestro indeed. One minute. Added on to this first period of extra time here in Maitland. Brisbane down the left this time. I tell you what. Newcastle have been very solid defensively tonight, man. Very, very solid defensively. And credit to them for holding on here under this immense pressure being placed on them by Brisbane. Spencer says, bring back Watchalong. Hey, we missed the Watchalong days. What a time that was, man. I mean, everyone was just so terrified to play Brisbane back in the day. Hey, O'Shea's delivery towards Majock, headed away by Natta. Coming back in. Good efforts. It's bounced off the chest of Scott, and he'll claim it. Oh, yeah. 13-14 target was fantastic. 2013-14 target was great. Remember Luciano Narsing to Sydney FC? Yes. Bit of an underwhelming one, wasn't that? That Narsing move to Sydney. He was a promising player, wasn't he? Like good pedigree over there in Europe, but didn't quite contribute too much to Sydney FC. He wasn't here for very long, to be fair. He was only here for a few months, wasn't he? That's half time in extra time. So the scores remain level at 2-2. It's been a thrilling contest, and Newcastle Jets, the narrative though is that Newcastle Jets are just trying to hold on here and try and get this to a penalty shootout. Yet another penalty shootout. Imagine if we had another penalty shootout once again. We've already seen some dramatic penalty shootouts over the weekend, and we could be destined for another one here on this Monday evening. Tom says, I'll forever call it the MRS from now on. Amy Park MRS, Melbourne Rectangular Stadium. MRS, love it. Mr. Sades fan, you're going live for the quarterfinals draw. I assume you're talking about the round of 16 draw, Mr. Sades fan. Yes, we will be going live for the draw afterwards. We will be staying live. Absolutely. And hey, probably will be live for the quarterfinals draw too when that takes place in a few weeks' time after the round of 16. Frenzied Rabbit says, I remember Massimo and Enrique bossing it as the shortest players in the comp and it making no difference. I mean, you could say that Josh Nisbet is like the second coming of Massimo Madoka, right? Two very similar players. Two similar players, aren't they? Massimo Madoka and Josh Nisbet. Two very hardworking, short in stature midfield players. Okay, second half of extra time about to get underway. 15 minutes to decide who will go through unless we go to a penalty shootout. Here we go. Boston's back. Good to see you here, Boston. You've arrived. Had a great timing too. This is the final 15 minutes here in Maitland. Newcastle Jets 2, Brisbane Roar 2. This extra time period has been all about Brisbane Roar and trying to break down this Newcastle Jets lineup to find the winner. As we know, Newcastle Jets down to 10 players. Parsons. Alex Parsons in the box. Goes back. Gamulka was going to pull the trigger. He opted not to, though. O'Shea, look at this movement. Going to get the delivery. Come on, Newcastle. Oh, gosh, come on. Newcastle just got so many players behind the ball. Brisbane are just out of ideas. Brisbane just don't really know what to do. Zuli, that's a nice little fake from Zabala. The delivery's not bad, but away from Natsar, who's been good at the back tonight. Ooh, little chip over the top. I don't mind it. Brisbane win a corner here. Or a goal kick, in fact. It is a goal kick. Julian says, I actually like the name Melbourne Rectangular Stadium. It sounds more professional than AAMI Park. Melbourne Rectangular Stadium. I mean, to be fair, it is still officially, like, it is still called that. Like, it's just both names, isn't it? Like, AAMI Park is just like the sponsor. MRS. MCG, MRS. Yeah. Would you consider doing a creator club on EAFC 24? That would be fun, yeah. That would be fun. I do remember Sly Goddard Nama, of course. Yes. Yes. Here comes Parsons down the left. Brisbane probing. Moving the ball around, shifting it from left to right, trying to find the openings. Nice play. O'Shea. Back for Gamulka. Gamulka goes short. O'Shea's delivery's not bad. And Ryan Scott out to claim that. Newcastle Jets will look to hit on the counter here. Wilmering has to go backwards here. Okay. I think we're destined for a penalty shootout here. I can't see any way the Brisbane break through here. Harry in the chat. How's it going, Harry? Asks, when does the A-League draw come out? Well, Harry, we don't know. However, we had... who was it before? Someone mentioned before. I can't recall. Was it Aussie before? Was it Spencer? Someone mentioned before that the little small piece of news that we've received tonight in a Brisbane Raw live stream. Their COO Zach Anderson apparently has said that the draw for the A-Leagues will be coming out either the end of this week or the start of next week, early next week. That is what we've heard apparently. So that's exciting. That's exciting. That is a new piece of news that we've heard tonight. So hopefully that does ring true. I'm going to predict that we get the A-League draw early next week. I think the APL are just going to wait for the Women's World Cup final. Who knows? Maybe we'll get it Monday or Tuesday next week. I tell you what. Maybe the APL are really hoping what'll happen. They're probably hoping the Matildas, fingers crossed, win the World Cup final, and then like the Monday, like straight after, just release the draw. Be like, all right, here's all this hype. Like Matildas win the final. Hopefully it happens. Matildas win the final. Here's the A-League draw. Both for the men's and women's campaigns. And like, if you enjoyed that, here's a full season for the next 8 months that you can come along to. I mean, wouldn't that be great? So I'm gonna say that we get the draw maybe Monday, Tuesday next week. Speculation. I don't know anything. Speculation. I wish I knew. Dom just said, whoa, AFC just changed the Champions League format and added Women's Champions League. Huge. That is big. That is awesome. Spencer says Brisbane should just go for a 1-10 upfront formation. There you go. That's pretty exciting. Yeah, AFC Women's Champions League. That is fantastic. Fantastic. Awesome. Hopefully we have A-League women's teams competing in that AFC Champions League. That would be awesome. No worries, Harry. No worries. Here's Ingham. Newcastle with a rare attack here, but it's broken down. Oh, it's surely a cardable challenge here. If that's even a word, a cardable challenge. Stamatolopoulos picks up a yellow card, and Alex Parsons not happy. Alex Parsons having a little word there to Stamatolopoulos. Brisbane looking to move the ball down the left one. They're really favouring this left wing, Brisbane. I don't know why. They're really going for this left wing. Lucas says, love the stream. Lucas, thanks for tuning in, man. Glad to hear you having a good time. So good, my friend. I love Mackenzie Arnold, says Gilly. Hey, we all love Mackenzie Arnold. What a fantastic performance from Mackenzie Arnold in that penalty shootout against France on the weekend. Brilliant. Okay. Expanding to 3 competitions for the men. Is that right? So there's going to be a third competition in Asian, just like there is in Europe. We know in Europe they now have the Conference League, right? Wow. Well, that would suggest yet another spot opening up in the A-League. Maybe for a third or even fourth placed team. That's interesting. That's some big news. Nama says if Nutter does good, I believe he will go to Europe. Oh, he's definitely good enough, I reckon. I reckon he's got so much potential, Mark Natter. He's one of the best young central defenders in the league. And hey, we've seen plenty of young defenders, especially, I mean, you think back to Kyle Rolls, even Phil Kankar. I know he's back for the Jets now, but they've headed overseas. Natter could be another one. Here's the corner for Brisbane. Jets get it clear once again. This is a really heroic defensive performance from Brisbane Raw. Sorry, from Newcastle Jets. It's Brisbane Raw who are trying to do the attacking, and Newcastle Jets are just impenetrable at the back. Absolutely impenetrable. Oh boy. Neymar. Everyone seems to be mentioning this in the chat tonight. Yeah, so Neymar on his way to Saudi Arabia. There we go. Keep the good content up, says Lucas. Thank you very much, Lucas. Glad you're enjoying the content, mate. There you go. Neymar to Saudi Arabia. So many fantastic players heading over to Saudi Arabia. It'll be an interesting league, that's for sure. Okay. 7 minutes remaining in Maitland. Parsons with a deep delivery. This is a learning moment here for Ross Aloisi. Great coach Ross Aloisi taking charge at Brisbane Roar. His side are in an interesting position here where they're having a lot of the ball in good positions on the field. And how do they create? How do they create goal-scoring opportunities against a team who are defending so adamantly like this? What do they do? What do they do different? What do they do differently? A little bit more movement perhaps needed. There's a lot of passing, not a lot of movement, especially from the central players. Brisbane, Zabala. Again, they're looking to the left, Brisbane. It's back for Gamulka. 1-2 with Zabala. Again, it's clear. And again, it's Mark Natter. I'll tell you what, if you're picking a player of the match for tonight, Mark Natter's going to be up there. He has been on the end of everything tonight for Newcastle. Brilliant from the Jets defender. As the rain is coming down in Maitland. Okay. That's right, Dom. Dom says, liking this 9-0-0 formation from the Jets. It's all hands on deck, as they say at the back here for Newcastle. They are seriously holding on. They want this penalty shootout, and a tug of the shirt there by Louis Zabala. Daningham, he's a former Brisbane Roar player, Daningham, playing against his former team, and he's been involved in plenty of challenges tonight, Daningham. A very, very clear pull of the shirt there from Zabala. Okay. So, 5 minutes remaining now. Maybe a little bit more with injury time added on too. Decent play. It's broken down. Brisbane, will they find this winner? It's not going to come for Newcastle. I mean, it's so unlikely for them now. But Brisbane Roar. They are asking the questions, but not ones that are really troubling this Newcastle Jets side at the back. O'Shea. Again to the left, Zabala. Up from left back. Ball inside for Parsons isn't bad. Parsons, he's left-footed. He had the opportunity to shoot in his right there, and he chose not to. He chose not to shoot off his right foot there. Parsons. Here is Parsons now on his left, can deliver. Again, another deep cross. Hingett's going to head it, but dude, look at this rain. It is absolutely bucketing down in Maitland as we speak. You can see, just on the camera, you can see just this curtain of rain, just this sheets of rain just downpouring. Oh my goodness me. Wow. So much rain. Nama says, I can't believe West Sydney Wanderers let Natta go. His first season with West Sydney Wanderers was very good under a back three. Hey, I agree with you, Nama. I thought it was a very bizarre decision. Very bizarre. If the Tillies win, can we get a bit of guitar? Yeah, of course. If the Tillies win, for sure, we got to celebrate. Some of you guys were there for the Matilda's France game live watch along we did. I opened up by playing Waltzing Matilda on guitar. So maybe we'll have to pull out another rendition of that one. Look at this rain in Maitland, dude. Oh my God, it's bucketing. Crazy, dude. If the trend continues, maybe 30 penalty kicks as frenzied. Please no, I can't do another long penalty shootout. Zabala's hit. Blocked and cleared. Going to come back in and cleared once again. Final moments here for Brisbane. Minutes remaining before a penalty shootout to decide who will go through. We knew this one was going to be a close one, man. And it's going right down to the wire. Long switch here for Majock. Goes backwards to Hoare. Henry Hoare hangs it up. Brisbane Roar. I mean, like they've had a lot of the ball and they've had it in good areas, but just not finding the shots. That's a nice pass though. Zabala! Oh, Parsons! It's in! Brisbane score! Brisbane score! They finally find it. They break through Newcastle Jets. Finally. Alex Parsons taps it in. Chat's going off. Oh my gosh. Ollie loves it. Spencer loves it. Jordan loves it. Aussie loves it. Boston's happy. Oh my goodness. Alex Parsons. What happened there? The ball inside. The offside flag stayed down on Zabala. And it fell into the path of Parsons. Natta failed to deal with it. The save. Oh, dude. That save from Ryan Scott wasn't the most convincing. I mean, he just palmed it straight back into the box for a Brisbane player to pounce on it. Alex Parsons in the 118th minute might just have sent Brisbane Roar through to the round of 16. And Newcastle Jets look set to continue their terrible Australia Cup form. Newcastle Jets have to go for it now. Newcastle Jets have to go for it. They've only got 10 players. Pressure here on Kankar. 1 minute remaining. How much injury time will we have? Wow, late drama here. The chat loves it. Brisbane making yet another change here. Gaia coming on. It's going to be Henry Hoare coming off. What a match Henry Hoare has played tonight. He's worked so hard in attack for Brisbane. Had some really, really nice passages of play, Henry Hoare. Some good footwork shown tonight. One of Brisbane's best players. Don't forget, we're going to be staying live after this game for the draw. For the live draw. We're about to find out who will be meeting each other in the round of 16. A strong tackle there. Oh, it's called a foul, though. Alex Parsons. 2 minutes of added time. 2 minutes for Jets to keep their cup dream alive. It's going to be a yellow card here for Alex Parsons for that strong challenge. So Newcastle Jets, minute and a half now. Injury time is ticking away. Can they do it? Could Jets score a late one here? Grozots. Look at the players forward here for Newcastle. They've got almost everyone up, bar the keeper. Grozos' delivery is good. It's hung up. Oh, it's bouncing and Brisbane should get this clear. There's going to be a foul or an offside or something. Brisbane have a free kick. Oh, my goodness. Which player got a red card, Number asked earlier? It was Brandon O'Neill. Brandon O'Neill for Newcastle Jets picked up a second yellow card and was sent from the field early on. Don't forget, we're staying live. The round of 16 draw taking place straight after this one. Straight after this one. This has been a thrilling night of cup action to round up the round of 32. Some huge results. The big one tonight was Campbelltown City knocking out cup champions, the reigning cup champions, Macarthur FC, 2-1. Adelaide were comfortable in their 2-0 victory against North Coast City. Newcastle Jets have 20 seconds remaining. We might have a little bit extra added on due to that stoppage with the foul a moment ago. Hoffman. Nicely done. Ingham keeps it in. Newcastle Jets have to go here. Good switch of play. Steins shoots. It's probably not the best decision there, Daniel Steins. He had 4 or 5 players ahead of him in the box. Just had to hang it up in there. And that might be full time in Maitland. What a gritty performance by Brisbane. Had the player advantage. Chasing the goal in extra time. And it's full time. Brisbane go through. Newcastle are out. Devastating performance from Newcastle. Devastating result. They were good tonight though, Newcastle. They were good before that send-off. Brisbane Roar, though, a gritty performance from Ross Aloisi's side to grind out this 3-2 result. Don't go anywhere, guys. We're going to be reacting live to the round of 16 draw, which is getting underway in just a moment. So we're going to stick around for that one. And we're going to find out who will be meeting each other in the round of 16. But what a result tonight. It is Newcastle 2, Brisbane Roar 3. And you got to say, dude, it comes down, again, I just want to reiterate that moment. It was like the 75th minute. Captain Brandon O'Neill, just an absolute brain explosion. No, he already knew he was on a yellow card and just goes in for a ridiculous challenge on Majok. The captain of the team. You'd expect better. You'd expect better from a player of that with that experience. And I tell you what, if you're a Newcastle fan, you'd be livid with your captain in that situation. He's cost his team their place in the Australia Cup for the rest of this campaign. And honestly, I think if Brandon O'Neill hadn't made that challenge, if Brandon O'Neill stays on, I think Newcastle would have won. I think Newcastle would have gone on to win this game. I seriously think so. I think Newcastle were the better side overall. Oh boy, but it's cost them in the end, and Brisbane get it right. What a goal in the end there for Alex Parsons. So yes, we will be staying live. The round of 16 draw will be getting underway in just a moment. Just a moment. Oh my gosh. When does the draw start? It should start in a matter of minutes. You'd think so. It's going to be live. I know it's live on like the YouTube, their YouTube channel, the Facebook page and everything. Let me double check 10 play here, see if it's gone live anywhere else. Let's have a look here. Maybe at the Campbelltown City stream. It might be on a different stream. All right. Wow, what a result. Hey, let's adjust things here. We've got the draw coming up. Don't go anywhere. We've got the draw coming up here for the round of 32. So let's get the room ready, if you will. Let's get the room ready for this one. So we're going to open up the side over here. This is going to be our... we're doing this on the fly here, ladies and gentlemen. Round of 16. Draw. We're going to pop it up here. Round of 16. Who will be meeting up? We've got one A-League team who's been knocked out in the round of 32. That was Macarthur FC. Of course, we know... another one. How could I forget? The one we just saw tonight. Newcastle Jets knocked out as well. So, round of 16. Round of 16. We're about to find out who will be meeting each other in the round of 16. And we'll be listing it live here as we see the draw take place. The draw hasn't begun yet. They're going through some of the highlights still across some of the other games. Here's some of the highlights from the Adelaide game. Craig Goodwin with the headband. Scoring there. Mistake from the Northcote City goalkeeper. And then a second goal late on for the Reds. Nicely finished there by Zach Clough. Good delivery as well there by Jovanovic to hang it up into the space. And Reds will go through. Western Sydney Wanderers are home. Come on, says Anama. What are our predictions for the round of 16? Oh my God, look at those stats for Adelaide United. 24 shots to 5. Reds well and truly dominating Northcote City in that 2-0 victory. So we've got 8 fixtures coming up here. The draw is set to get underway after Newcastle, Jets and Brisbane wrapped up. Okay. Has the draw started? Has anyone seen the draw start? Sammy says we get the next 3 years in a row. Has the draw started anywhere? Let's have a look. Surely the draw hasn't started yet, right? We're watching on 10 play and draw doesn't appear to be underway. But yes, Melbourne City and Wellington Phoenix, they love meeting each other in the cup, don't they? Okay, so the round of 16 draw gonna get underway any minute now. They're still going through some of their post-match chats. Can't find the draw live, says Freshman. The draw will be on the... Let's have a look here. It should be on the Football Australia YouTube channel. Let's have a look. Let's see if it's up there now. It'll be on the Facebook page. I think it'll be on the Australia Cup Facebook page as well. Football Australia. Round of 16 draw is live. Are they actually doing the draw though? Started 12 seconds ago. It should be on 10 play as well. We're watching it live here on 10 play, and the draw itself hasn't gotten underway yet. They're still talking through some of the post-game stuff. Don't forget, we're going to be live tomorrow evening as well. The next live stream is tomorrow, kicking off at 6 p.m. Australian Eastern Standard Time. We are going live for the watch-along of Spain v Sweden, the first semi-final in the Women's World Cup. So make sure you join us for that one tomorrow evening. That should be a fun one. Some big results in the cup this year, man. In the round of 32, that big win for West Sydney Wanderers. We were live last week for that one. West Sydney Wanderers defeating Florida Athena last Wednesday into Lions. The New South Wales team picked up a big 6-0 win against Hellenic Athletic. That was a big one as well. Thrilling match between Melbourne City and Oakley Cannons. 3-2 to Melbourne City. So, the A-League sides that aren't involved are Melbourne Victory, Perth Glory, Newcastle Jets, and Macarthur FC, the reigning cup champions, which is just still mental to think that they're going to be out. Crazy, man. Aussies back in Royal v Campbelltown in South Australia. So the draw is taking place on 10 play. I'm watching on 10 play right now, and it is on YouTube as well. It is live on YouTube as well. So it's up everywhere right now. The draw is live on YouTube, and I assume it'll be on Facebook now as well. Adam's here as well. Good to see you, Adam. Says it's on 10 play watching it now. Indeed. So, keen for some big matchups. They're going through the draw principles, of course, as we know. The NPL team, if an NPL team gets drawn against an A-League team, they will be the home team. We do know that. That is has always been a rule here in the Cup. How to watch the draw? You can watch the draw on the Football Australia YouTube channel, on 10 Play, on the Australia Cup Facebook page. It's all over the place. Mariners, oh my God. Dude, that was a legitimate mistake. I legitimately forgot my own team got knocked out. Don't remind me. Don't remind me. Oh my God, David Carney. 3-time Australia Cup winner David Carney is doing the draw tonight. David Carney will know some of these other players in the Channel 10 studio well, in Daniel McBreen and Alex Brosk. Here we go. Draw is underway. David Carney drawing the first ball. Who's it going to be? Who's it going to be? He's opening it. It's like a Kinder Surprise. Oh my God, he's legitimately struggling. David Carney's legitimately struggling to open the ball right now. First one is Mount Druitt Town Rangers. Mount Druitt picked up a good win against Canberra, Croatia at home. So Mount Druitt will be hosting, once again, in the round of 16, Heidelberg United. That'll be an interesting match. That will be a fascinating match. Two good teams from their respective states. So Mount Druitt Town Rangers will be taking on Heidelberg United. That's the first game in all NPL matchup. Will we have any all A-League team matchups? Next team drawn is Melbourne Knights. Melbourne Knights. Melbourne Knights defeated the Lions in the round of 32. And Melbourne Knights will be hosting Campbelltown City, who tonight defeated Macarthur FC. Campbell won't be able to fit that in. We should just make this a bit smaller, shouldn't we? So, all NPL matchups so far. Next one's coming in. Metro Stars. Metro Stars is the next team drawn. And Metro Stars, will they be hosting an A-League team? If it's Adelaide United, that could be a huge one. It is. Into Lions. Oh my gosh, dude, we're going to get some all A-League matchups here for sure. We're going to get some all A-League matchups here for sure. So Metro Stars v Into Lions. Next up, Sydney FC. There we go. We've got our first A-League team, Sydney FC. Will they be hosting an A-League side? Sydney FC defeated Mariners in that thrilling penalty shootout yesterday. Sydney FC v Apia Leichhardt. That is a huge one. That is a huge one. Two Sydney teams. Oh my gosh. That is the game of the round of 16. Wow, that will be a huge one. What a matchup that'll be. Next up. Who was that? I literally just missed that one. Who was that? Western Sydney Wanderers? It is Western Sydney Wanderers. Western Sydney Wanderers will be playing Adelaide United. So there we go. An all A-League matchup there. Wanderers v Adelaide. Two teams who finished in the top 4 in the A-League last year. 3 matches left. Next one, Sydney United made it to the final last year in the Cup. Sydney United will have a home fixture. A lot of Sydney games. A lot of Sydney fixtures here. Sydney United have Brisbane. Oh, dude, it's a rematch. It's a rematch of last year's semi. It's a rematch. Dom says, come on, Raw. Boston says, I'm going to try and get to Sydney FC v Apia Leichhardt. Western United, the next team to be drawn. Western were very good in their win against Edgeworth Eagles. 4-0. Western United, will they have a A-League matchup as well? Western United v Gold Coast Knights. Gold Coast Knights. So Gold Coast Knights will be hosting that one. Big test for Knights there. And then our last matchup. So who is it? Who are the teams remaining? We've got Brisbane have already been drawn. It's Melbourne City. Who's the other team? Who's the other team that hasn't been drawn? Is it Wellington again? It's Wellington again. Are you kidding? Oh my gosh, it's Wellington again. Again, City meet Wellington. Can you believe it? Oh my gosh, that's hilarious, dude. Wow. Wow. You were right, Sammy. You were right. There you go. So, some huge matchups coming up in the round of 16. Mount Druitt v Heidelberg. Melbourne Knights will be taking on Campbelltown City. Metro Stars v Inter Lions. We've got Apia Leichhardt v Sydney FC. What a game that'll be. Western Sydney Wanderers v Adelaide United. That'll be a huge one as well. Sydney United take on Brisbane Roar for a rematch of last year's semi-final. And then Gold Coast Knights v Western United. And then Melbourne City v Wellington Phoenix. Some fascinating matchups there. So we've got quite a few Sydney games. We've got the Mount Druitt, Apia Leichhardt, the Wanderers game, Sydney United game. So 4 out of those 8 games are being played in Sydney. Is Western Sydney Wanderers playing at home? Yes. Western Sydney Wanderers will be playing at home because they were the first team drawn. If it was an NPL side, they would have been the away team. But because they were the first team drawn against Adelaide, Wanderers will be hosting. So we will be... The details for these fixtures, dates and everything, we expect them to come out within the coming days, the coming weeks. They usually take a little while just to obviously sort out the details. Wow, there we go. So what do we make with these matchups? What do we make of them? Oh boy. Ollie says those are some interesting matchups, not gonna lie. Some really great matchups. Like, every single one of those matchups are fantastic. There's storylines in every single one of those matchups. You got Sydney United v Brisbane Roar, replay of last year's semi-final. City v Wellington again in the Cup. Wanderers v Adelaide will be a huge one. Can't miss that one. Apia Leichhardt v Sydney FC, dude. Oh, man. That'll be a huge game. That'll be a huge game. Apia Leichhardt will desperately want to knock Sydney FC out there. Wow, dude. So... there we go. There we go. So that's our round of 16. Details will be confirmed for those within the coming days. Guys, thanks so much for tuning in. We're going to be live tomorrow for the live watch-along of Spain v Sweden. That is tomorrow's semi-final in the Women's World Cup. And, of course, we're keeping an eye on the Matildas as they prepare for their semi-final against England. Guys, thanks so much for tuning in. I hope you've enjoyed your Monday night. I hope you enjoy the rest of your week. And hopefully can see you guys in our stream tomorrow evening for our watch-along of that game, the semi-final. Devils are saying Sydney United v Brisbane Roar. Wow. Another Brizzy away, says Spencer. Adam says West United v Gold Coast away. That'd be a big one for Gold Coast. Well pointed out there, Julian, who says West United v Gold Coast Knights. John Aloisi v Scott McDonald. Absolutely. And Jordan says keen for Western Sydney Wanderers v Adelaide, City v Wellington, and the Sydney Derby. Some huge matchups all over the place, man. Guys, thanks so much once again for tuning in. My name's Lockie. This is Coast Football. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Cheers.